was out in the shop and time got away from me. My wife told me my shop, the time worked.
It does, you just get.
Get out there
I
and
know.
Start piddling.
I know, same problem. See what new chairs I see.
A little less like.
Yeah,
These are very nice.
6 months ago.
They don't make noise.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Let's call this meeting to order. It is April 6th at 9:34. If everyone would please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, let's go ahead with roll call. Rod,
Here.
Scott,
Here.
Josh,
Here.
Lauren,
Here.
and Stephanie is here. Let's take a look at the agenda. I do see, I would like to add the ballot onto the agenda. Anybody have anything else they would like to add to the agenda? Yes. No. Oh, yes, you are on there.
I was like, I thought so.
I'm sorry.
I was like, ah.
Okay, if there's nothing else to add, I'd like
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with the addition of what you just said.
The ballot.
The
the
ballots,
ballot. Okay, Scott made a motion, second by Rod. Any discussion? Any discussion? Any other discussion? Barring none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. And at this time, we open the floor for public comment. Is there anybody here that would like to add anything underneath the public comment?
Good or bad?
Okay, if there isn't any public comment, we shall move on to the minutes. Everybody, please review the minutes. I'll be looking for a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion to approve the minutes and dispense with the reading by Josh. Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Rod. Any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Barring none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Let's check out the bills. Okay, Sam, you got anything on the bills for us that
Do not. They all should be.
is out of the normal? Do you want to look at bills?
Oh,
Does anybody have any questions on the bills? If not, I'm looking for a motion to approve. And for Lauren to silence his phone. Oh,
I'll make a motion to approve the bills. I'll make a motion.
motion by Scott to approve the bills. I need a second.
nobody wants to listen to me, that's fine.
You should have never said anything. You jinxed it all.
I'm looking for a second to approve. the-
I'll second it.
Second by Josh. Any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Barring none. Let's do a voice vote. Rod,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Josh,
I,
Lauren stepped out of the room.
you approve the bills, Lauren?
Yes.
Lauren said yes. Stephanie said yes. Motion carried. Okay, what is my next agenda item here?
If we ever run into an issue like that and somebody has to step out for a while, can we move past them or do we have to wait for them to come back? Just as curious for future.
I'm not sure.
What if it's
Mm,
the hospital
I think
that
you moved it
called?
past them as long as you have a quorum. You
Okay.
can't take roll call without.
But if it's,
your-
if you need tie breaking vote, you gotta wait for them type of deal?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, next we have Lexi on the library. We'll have you come back down one more time. This is a whole new meeting, so.
Hello.
Want to give us a quick summary?
Okay, so at the last meeting, you guys asked me to get numbers for the renovation of the Everson building that the Griggs County Public Library is looking to purchase for the public library space, and we're working on that. We are working with a local contractor. He is working with Carrington Lumber for blueprints, and we have initial blueprints, but they are not finalized. So he's coming down tomorrow on Tuesday to visit with us and look at the building and hopefully get our vision and these blueprints a little bit closer to finalized so that then we can start sending that out to different electricians and plumbers and getting numbers coming in.
Good. And as a board, we are looking to have a little bit more information to approve it. Good.
One question I just thought of. How did you come up with the blueprints for them to give you a bid? Did you have like where'd you find the code? Is there to have this code?
So we had a contractor come in and he measured it all out, and he's been working with Carrington Lumber. on
Okay,
that.
my only concern or question would be on that and it just have it done now so that we don't have is that that is to code, I mean, that the contractor knows the codes for what you
Yes.
need, that we don't have halfway through and like,
Mhm.
you know, that would be my concern, because like you had said in our earlier meeting that it's not, you know, a home renovation to a public library. Just that we know that we are doing it, the codes at the beginning.
Yes.
And ADA compliant.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
No duct tape fixes.
right,
Yes.
right,
Yes.
yeah,
And that's why we didn't want to come with this halfway number of this
Yeah.
is what they were kind of thinking. We want to make sure that what we're giving you is the truest number that we can get before we start the process. So,
yeah. So. I guess my question then would be the contractor, so he is the one that has been left to find the code? You know, that he's building it to code, or there, you know, is there a state level of library that we have to follow code by?
just a public space.
Okay,
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
no, that's fine. I just don't want you to get halfway and all of a sudden you
Yes.
find that, we gotta have a wider door or whatever.
Yep. No, I appreciate the questions. It's, some of these things I didn't think of. A lot of them we have and we are working through it. Just everything takes a lot longer than you think it would to
Mhm,
get
mhm.
information from. So,
Is there gonna be an engineer that's gonna sign off on it?
so it depends.
Carrington Lumber, do they?
Carrington Lumber has resources available. So if it goes above the 200,000, which we are presuming it probably will, then we will be working through them for the initial. Just because we get our costs originally from them, does that mean we are stuck going with this contractor? It doesn't mean that we have to use Carrington's blueprints. You know, we can go to a different contractor, a different engineer.
Well, when I
We need-
worked with other firms,
Mm-hmm.
they would hire me to oversee the plans. I mean,
Mhm.
that's, so I'm sure Carrington Lumber,
Yeah.
if they're developing it for now, they'll have somebody to review
Yes,
make sure it's compliant with the
yes.
codes.
So then we don't have to work with somebody separately. It would just be.
It'll be through them.
And one of the questions that has come up is if we're going to keep our dollars local, and that's not a yes or no. It's, we want to be good stewards of the money. We want to spend the money the wisest way we can, while also knowing that keeping the money local just gives back to our community, you know? So making sure that we are being responsible with our spending, while also keeping in mind that it's okay to spend a little bit more by keeping it local. So finding that good balance is something that the library board is really taking into account for, I guess.
So our goal is to check on in 2 weeks, see if you have any more information. If not, we'll just kind of,
Mhm.
but until, you'll just keep plugging away on
Keep
this,
plugging away
so.
at this. I do have a question of the commission. So currently the county holds the liability because we are a city county library. And the question was, will the county continue covering this? When I reached out to Insure Forward, they said there would be no increase on the liability cost. It would just be a change of location.
I don't see why that would be an issue. If it's not gonna cost us any more money.
Mm-mm.
And plus, we'll, as a county, we'll own the building, so it might actually be more beneficial to the county to do this. Not just on that end, but as liability, their own property. That way, because I know we're renting the one now and somebody gets hurt or whatever else, that can be dicey.
Mhm.
So this way we own the building, everything is ours turnkey, set in stone.
Mhm.
Is there plans to sell the old one?
The city owns the building.
We don't, actually, we.
Yeah, I didn't.
We both.
So-
Way I understand is the city has the front part, we have the back part.
Yeah, no,
So the city owns the entire building now.
Oh, they do.
It used to be separate.
So I thought,
But the city owns the entire building and so I say we as in the Griggs County Public Library, which is city and county. We are both.
okay,
So we rent the building, the
From the
Griggs
city.
County Library,
from the city.
from the city for $1 a year.
Okay,
Okay,
And so they hold the insurance on the building and the items within the building. And then the county holds the liability insurance.
oh.
Mhm.
okay.
Interesting.
And so, that's a question for the city is on that insurance part.
So,
They currently hold the policy and then we pay the premium.
so the thing of that, then,
Mhm.
so even though, let's say we go through this, we do own the building,
Mhm.
our policy will not change with owning that building at all whatsoever.
So the county would not own the building. The Griggs County Public Library would own the building.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
And, but that won't change on cost on liability.
Nope.
Because that's, renting versus owning is a completely different liability.
Right. So it's just liability insurance.
Okay, and
Yep.
that's fine. If everyone,
So,
everything
yep.
stays
So we
the
would
same.
be responsible for the liability and you'd be responsible for the building insurance itself.
Just like we are now. We are
Okay.
responsible for the building and then the items within. The city holds the policy. We reimburse them the cost of that policy.
I would caution you to do some checking on that. I can't carry liability insurance on rented land. It's up to the landlord to do it. Most insurers don't do that, so I don't know what the DERF does.
It's through the insurance that the county has, because we're both city and county. That's why they cover that part of it. I mean, that's the way it's always been, and I've been having conversations and they're aware of wanting to purchase this building, and that's why we were asking these questions.
Good questions. Any other questions from anybody? Thank you, Lexi.
Yes.
We'll talk to you again and we look forward to seeing the excitement as this grows.
Yes, thank you so
Being
much.
I've done 2 projects myself with work and it is a lot of work.
Yes,
So I appreciate it. Thank you.
thank you very much.
Next, we have Wayne. If you come on down, Wayne.
Come on down, Paul.
You slide that chair up. Thank you, Wayne.
So we received an email last week from the Special Road Fund. And Griggs County was selected,
Woohoo.
received funding for the Red Willow project.
Awesome.
It's limited to $500,000
Better than nothing.
because there's so many projects out there. We're very lucky to get that. And Paul can explain more about
Sure.
what the
So,
project entailed and
so that one's just to fix up the pavement on that. It's patching, subgrade repair, some cement treatment of the base, and then a mill and overlay. It's kind of narrow right now. It's about 23 feet wide, 22 in spots. So we were gonna use the millings on the shoulders to kind of have enough room to put the asphalt out. So that's what the scope of that particular project was, to try and keep the cost down. The total cost is 1.2 million that we had in the estimate, including the design and construction engineering as well. The 500,000 special road funding is a maximum of 80% state participation. So your minimum project to spend that 500,000 would be 625 then. But so you can supplement the balance with any other funding available.
We have prairie dog funds we can use towards that, plus we
Yeah,
have the
I know.
funds in that.
Yeah, I know he's been budgeting for stuff like this.
Yeah, so we do have funds to make the difference.
And then the other part of that work that should be done on that road would be the HSIP application, the Highway Safety Improvement Program Fund. We put in a request for 884,000 from them, but those scopes don't overlap because that was just slope flattening, pipe extensions, and then gravel shoulders. So that it'd be ideally you'd want to, if that application is successful as well, you'd want to get that work done first.
Okay.
So you don't damage the new pavement when you're doing the widening project.
When do we know about the safety application?
Last year, I think it was June that the announcements came out.
With all of this done, would this be a 2027 project or you wouldn't be able to quick do it 2026, would you? Or
No,
Did-
with the permitting and everything,
it takes up that?
yeah, you'd definitely
Okay.
be we'd have to survey everything and get real quantities for a contractor to be able to estimate or give us a price for the HSIP project. I think those are usually 3 years out. If you have it ready, they'll let you bid it earlier through the DOT.
Mhm.
And that's 90/10, I believe, cost share on the HSIP work. So the total project was 1,052,000 that we applied for, with 884,000 of HSIP funds. So the, roughly 170,000 difference would be county responsibility as well. So between the two would be roughly 870,000
And then
of county funds.
it'd be another 3 years out from approval or something like that.
Probably two, because we'd be able to do the survey and stuff. If they tell us in June, we'd be able to get it designed before the 27 season.
Okay.
But I don't know if they'd have funding available. Whoever has their projects ready, the DOT will sometimes rearrange those a bit. But they're usually programming 3 years out for HSIP. I guess, so just those are the two pieces in motion on the Red Willow Road. The state would like to know though, whether you're gonna accept the special road fund grant by the end of the month, by April 30th. So you can either decide today or at your meeting on the 20th, whether you want to move forward with that.
Can we accept it
project.
and then deny it? Like, let's say we don't get the other one. I mean, I don't see why.
Well, they don't overlap, so it's like one of them fixes the pavement, one of them fixes the shoulders
Okay,
in slopes.
okay, so we could accept it regardless and it won't damage us or ruin us if we, for some reason, got to deny it or whatever else.
Right, it would just be that the expectation would be that the county would be committing those other 700,000 in funds to finish that project off.
Okay, well, I'll make a motion for that then.
Okay, motion by Josh to accept the special road fund. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Second by Scott. Any discussion? Any discussion?
One question,
Mhm.
so you just said now that we would have to, if we do not get the 800,000 for the widening of the road and approaches, that
Yep.
if we take this money, then we would want to spend that money ourselves to do that?
You could get by without it for
Okay.
now, I guess. The typical section we put together for the paving project was, like I said, to use the millings,
Yep.
milling an inch of the asphalt and pushing that out onto the shoulder so you can get at least, a drivable surface again on top. So
Okay,
you put a 2-inch overlay over it to fix everything up. But we did, include subgrade repair throughout the slough areas too, where the pipes that are heaving and stuff.
okay,
So I think it'll fix the majority of it anyway.
okay. Okay,
It might still have some frost heaves there over the pipes themselves, though. I wouldn't.
if
be surprised
if
at
we
all.
got the 800,000, then would we dig that out and change those culverts? and that
Possibly,
in the soil and stuff in there?
So one thing we look at when we do pipe extensions like that, what you'd have to do is, we'd look at the sizing then of those, I think there's 3 culverts along there. That we have that in our scope of work.
If we got that, you'd probably use your projection so that we'd get that done before, so I don't know that.
Right,
If we were approved on the second grant,
yeah. So
you
we'll know
would
when-
probably schedule the work,
Mhm.
so that would be done first, but that would have to be up to KLJ to rearrange the bidding.
And yeah, and when we have that ability, because the HSIP funds are bid through the state, so we would know when that bid opening is. And then the special road fund, that is able to be bid locally.
Yeah, I just mean you'd try to do that ahead of the paving on the
Mhm.
top.
Yeah.
That's all I'm getting at.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Any other discussion? Bar none. We'll do a roll call. Rod,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Josh,
Aye.
Lauren,
Yes, I.
Stephanie votes aye. Motion carries.
So a question for you, Paul and Wayne, County Aid,
Yep, that's
next on the thing. Okay,
yep. So we haven't heard anything back on the Highway Safety Improvement Program application there, like
Okay.
we're expecting, I'm hoping by June. That one was just widening and gravel shoulders only. Just to keep the cost down, because the response we got last year when we got denied was that the project was too expensive for the length for them to use Highway Safety Program funds to do it.
okay,
So you'd probably need to save up your like federal aid funds, your SC funds that the county gets every year, like roughly 180,000. Or did it bump up a little bit this last round? I can't remember. It was that you could borrow ahead 4 years on that to do the paving work. Or, I mean, ideally, you could do a paving and mill and overlay of the whole corridor in a future flexible transportation fund round. But if you do that, I guess if that program continues in 27, let's see, yeah, it was in the end of 25 that the last applications were due, so it'd probably be the end of 27 that they would solicit again, assuming that program stays in place at the state legislature. One of the things that made those projects more competitive, like the ones I submitted this year didn't get funded because we didn't have a local match. And that was seemed to be the tiebreaker between the projects that got funded and the ones that didn't. So you definitely want to have that in your application for the next round.
Good.
But hopefully
I think the Bible camp helped.
the
They
letter
had a
support.
letter of support in there,
Oh, good.
Yeah,
and you could click on this link and it brought up the camp. You could see the cabins and the facilities, and
yeah, I think that
I'm
helped.
sure the state looked at that, or these people that selected the project.
I think that definitely helped for the special road fund. I don't think, I mean, it's nice, but I don't know if it's not gonna be it'd be a pretty thin tiebreaker, I guess, on the HSIP funds,
Good.
but
Okay.
hopefully it goes through.
Thank you.
Let's see, I guess, 3 other projects, I guess. The Decker Bridge, they took out the old structure.
Yeah.
So we paid them 60% of that item because they still left the abutments in, and they'll be back, and they took out did the tree removal, so that was done before the deadline for the northern long-eared bat. And they're supposed to be back in June, to finish removing the bridge and build the new one after the spawning restrictions are done. And then the Hannaford project, I guess that's probably in your guys' packet. FXS 2026-059, final estimate number 5 is ready for county approval and payment to border states. And then the final review and acceptance is ready for county approval as well.
We just gotta prove it, but we'll get money
You
back.
guys have that in the packet?
I don't think so. I think the
No, I didn't
only
see
one
it.
that I got in the packet was the Special Roads Fund Award
Okay,
for the Red Willow. Was that one
or is it
of
on,
these?
or is it just in the bills maybe? It was, they emailed it a while back.
Let's see, I think.
No, we got the Red Willow one on there, but we don't have the
Yeah.
Hannaford deal.
My sent items here. See how much that one was. While this is loading, I guess we can move on to that chip seal that we did last year. Final records have been approved by the DOT central office, so you'll be getting the final estimate will go to Morris Seal Coat for 896024, and the DOT will invoice you for that local share of 19.07%. So you should be getting a bill from the DOT for roughly 1708.22.
This was for the border state paving.
No, that one was for Morris Seal Coat,
No.
but it's gonna be invoiced by the DOT. Cause they pay the contractor and then they bill you guys for the local share.
Cause Wayne pretty much has it all budgeted anyways, don't you? All this stuff, you have it all budgeted anyways,
We will for 27, we budget.
yeah.
It was one I
for
sent
that,
last
but I mean, for the
Monday.
other stuff, so.
30th. So I don't know if that's something that you need to have in the packet to,
I don't have more seal coat. I have
no,
border
no,
state.
Border States. is the
Oh,
one-
border states.
That's the one, yeah, that's the one I was looking for.
Sorry.
So the final payment to Border States is 24,899.47.
And that was, what was it for?
Their retainage on the Hannaford project
Oh. And we just need approval for,
to sign the final estimate
okay,
and the final review and acceptance. So I mean, those, I don't know if those be two separate motions or not.
Well, probably should because they're two different deals.
Do you have a copy of those or should I get one of them signed or one of them?
I didn't bring any paper.
Okay, I'll print it.
so on the Hannaford project, just to sum it up,
So this is, I guess, think there was a couple quantity corrections. Let's see. To be. But we just paid them the rest of their contract bond. There was 4.7 square feet of signs to for that one at the intersection of County 26 and 103rd Avenue.
Thanks.
And on the west end of town there, we had a street sign up and it should be an avenue. So we paid them for that additional sign and I put it on the post. Then the retainage. So it's just but all the rest of the quantities checked out and everything. So the contractors already approved it. We just need to have the county approve that estimate.
of the 24,890.
Yeah, 24,899.47. That's for their majority is for their just their retainage on the close out the job.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion by Rod to accept the retainer expense or the
Oh.
expense for the Hannaford project.
Yeah, final progressive estimate number 5 or progressive.
I'll
final.
second it.
Josh will second. Any discussion? Any discussion? Any other discussion? Barring none. Rod,
Aye.
Scott,
I,
Josh,
Aye.
Lauren,
Aye.
Stephanie votes aye, motion carried.
And those things have been updated into your file now.
okay.
Okay, anything else for you, Wayne? And,
The final review and acceptance form for that project as well, just to
oh,
have to start the warranty on 11/13/25. That's a 1-year warranty, which most of the projects we do don't have a warranty at all. We pay for the material as it's installed to specification. But this one, since we bid it locally, we're able to put that in the contract with border states.
Okay,
So that's basically, we did the final inspection with the city and us, in November 24th. Then, they took care of, I don't remember if there was anything we had them do after that. I raked
think
out a
they
couple of
Fixed that
things.
one spot that was a little rough, but maybe that was before that.
Yeah, they had fixed everything, the punch list stuff before we had the inspection, and the city was happy and we were happy, so,
okay, so you guys completed the final review and we just need to approve the form.
yeah, to sign the form.
Okay,
And I have that printed for you when, at the end, if you'll stop at my office.
sure can
Need a
do.
motion then, Sam?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, to accept that.
Yes.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Scott to accept the review and acceptance form for the Hannaford project. Can I have a second? Second by Rod.
Doesn't matter.
Any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Bar none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carried.
And one more thing. Josh,
Yes,
the guys went out and checked that spot by Mark Hogan's.
okay,
There was ice across it this morning, but they're gonna take some gravel out there.
okay, no, that's fine, I appreciate it, I just know, that's why I just messaged you, I wasn't too worried about it, I know you guys would take care of it, so.
Great. All right,
All right, thank you guys.
thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Amberly.
It shouldn't sink it.
Oh, it's in the water. I couldn't see if there was a cold there.
I can tell from
It's
pictures.
mushy.
Nick- Nick was the
morning.
one who-
We have the 2020 Dodge Durango ready to go, cleaned up, put back to a normal car and ready to go. It has 121,000 miles on it.
Okay.
So however you guys want to go about that.
I suppose we'll put out for bids, I suppose, Sam.
That is what
Which
should do if you
Yeah.
want to sell it to the public.
Yeah.
Other choices were
we have,
to,
we have to do it to the public, right? Correct, Jamie?
Yeah, you can either advertise yourselves or it can be sold on a consignment sale or whatever, I guess.
or to give it to another department.
Do any other.
We've done that where we've given those vehicles to like the sheriff's or to the road department or the weed department or, huh?
You can't give it to the county commissioner.
No.
I
County
just
commissioner,
checking, not
we had
just
to
checking.
go, yeah.
So Is there,
I
is there,
mean, the auditor's office is looking for one too, but.
Yeah,
I mean,
well.
no.
is there any way we could just send out an email on it to all the departments or don't any need it? I mean, I don't know, I don't think
I think-
anybody will need it, but I just want to make
I think
sure.
we just put it out for bids.
Yeah, so we did before.
And we can have a
With a
suggested
minimum?
price, minimum on it?
Minimum
Yeah,
on it.
thank you.
You got 11,000.
We'll try it with the minimum, see if we can get a bid.
It's up to you guys. That's just a suggestion I got.
No,
I don't,
It's in good shape, correct, Amber?
very good.
Yeah. you
clean.
Well, took care of it, so,
Hmm.
so.
I think that's the best.
And then whatever we get for it, let's put that back in the vehicle fund or.
Yes.
And the new pickup's working good?
Very good. Yes.
I fit in it.
I heard you jumped in the
Okay,
back. She
I
should
will,
just took
We'll
off.
hold her in that subject.
Do we need a motion to put it out for bids or we're just knowledge, that we're just gonna put it out for bids
I think you should make a motion.
I'll make the motion that put it for bids.
with the minimum of,
11,500.
11.5.
yes.
That works.
I got a motion from Rod to put the 2020 Durango out for bids with the minimum price of 11,500. Can I get a second? Second by Josh. Any discussion?
Yeah, so what are we just gonna put it in the paper and everything else in?
Just like we did for the other. ones.
Okay, I just want to make sure. So that way it was clarified on that.
Paper, website, Facebook?
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep. That way
And the
people know what to look
funds
at.
From the sale, go back into the vehicle funds for the,
Well, it came out of the vehicle funds, we might as well take the money, put it back in and we
I
can use
agree.
it towards future vehicles.
I agree, that'll be
Outfitting
nice.
them and stuff.
Yep. That works.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Barring none, we'll do roll call. Rod?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Josh?
Aye.
Lauren?
Aye.
Stephanie votes aye, motion carried.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amberly. Next on our list is, I have to go back to the top of my list.
Garrison.
Garrison, do we have any updates on Garrison?
I just had the agreement for you to sign, but that's been voted on already.
Okay. We have an agreement for you to sign. We'll go, come on now. There we go. I will sign that afterwards, yeah. Okay. On to the employee manual. I have a PowerPoint that I made if you would want to put that put that on the big screen. Good, it worked out. Okay. So on the handbook, we've been working on some things.
Where did you keep it? I have just the PDF version.
Oh, I saved it under. I tell you, it's either. Oh, look under the board minutes. I wonder if I saved it there for today's meeting. Let me look to where I put it.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for coming.
You all come back now.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, let's see. Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. Did you find it?
Mm-mm.
It's called, and it's under, oh, did I save it under my files?
I don't have it on my side.
Oh, what the heck?
I can just take up the oh, well, there was no
Isn't that it?
PDF.
Isn't this it?
Yeah, that's the PDF one. That would be fine, I
What
think.
what are you looking for?
Um,
Never mind.
I saved it on OneDrive. I just can't see where I saved it.
Well, you carry your whiskey jug with her. Yeah. Bring it in.
okay.
Okay. I did email everybody slides. I did do an update on a couple of slides, on one of the slides, but that's about it.
Ah, hold on. Sorry, just 1 second.
It's
Do you want me to email it to you?
Lettering deal, man.
I think you did, didn't you?
I didn't email the slides though, or the PowerPoint in itself. Should I email you the PowerPoint in itself?
Totally up to you.
Okay, if you can pull it up right there, I'll just email it to you right now. Sam Larson, PowerPoint. Sorry for the delay.
Excellent.
Oh. Give me 2 seconds.
No.
Okay, I have now emailed it to you.
Okay.
Seen those people that go.
Mhm. You tell I was eating when I was doing this because I had an apple sticker stuck to this policy book. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Up- Is that what my voice really sounds like? Because it's terrible.
I don't think anybody likes their voice. on
No.
recording.
They
It's
don't.
very nasally and disgusting.
Let's try this. Sorry about that. Oh.
There you go.
There we go. Cool.
Perfect. All right.
Hey.
The employee handbook, 2026, next slide. There's some areas that I found need some improvements that, or clarifications. Some of the questions that we came up with were, how do we do this? What do we do when this happens, whatever? And what we need to do is actually put it in there so everybody can see the exact same guidance. If it's written down, we have the rule, that's how we follow, the rules to follow. So on part 1, the employment categories, 2.9, under regular part-time, it currently states that, oh yeah, can you move the camera down? There we go, or up. That to be eligible for benefits, you work 17.5 hours per week, when we have been actually following the 20 hours per week. So we would like to clarify that. We're currently giving the extension office 19 hours because once they hit 20 hours, then they qualify for health insurance
Right.
or a portion of it.
Oh.
And then I also questioned the fact that on here, it currently states that anybody who works less than 36.5 hours which is the full-time portion of it, they pay a portion of their insurance. For a prorated percentage portion of the county's benefits package, subject to terms, conditions, and so forth. I'm gonna throw this out there, whether it sticks or not, but I know at Annetta Parkview, anybody who works 30 hours a week, they get their health insurance paid in full, like everybody else. Here they get paid the prorated percentage, which is 4/5.
It depends on what they are. If they are 4/5, they'll get 4/5 of their single policy paid for. If they are, so if we did bump up, the extension agent's deputy to start receiving benefits, they would be receiving those benefits based off of the hours that they
Work.
Yep.
So currently, right now, those who work 30 hours, there's one person that does work 30 hours, actually. The rest of them work 37.5. That person pays $1.9472 a month, on their single policy for working 30 hours a week. Consideration was to bring that to cover that person's insurance too. So if they work 30 hours a week, they can receive the full health insurance benefit rather than having to pay the $194.72 a month to cover their single policy. So what I'm looking for right now is a motion to change the scheduled hours, regular hours, to instead of being 17.5 to 20 hours a week. So I'm looking for that to correct. And to us have a dialogue conversation on whether or not to move it to be a 30 hours a week person would be eligible for the full package. Anything less than 30 has to pay the prorated percentage. And I believe we should put in there what the prorated percentage is so that if somebody like me reads that, what is the prorated percentage? Put that detail in there.
How does the state do it? Do you know? Do they do it same way, 30 hours or
I don't know. I think every county has its own
do they? Okay.
thing.
You are eligible through ND PERS to receive benefits
Okay.
If you work less than full-time?
At
at
20 hours. If you work 20 hours a week,
When you
receive
hit
full
20,
benefits for a half a day?
they receive a portion of it. They can take it, but they have to pay a portion of it.
Like
It's-
half?
That's where the prorated is.
So we have to pay benefits, like we have to offer benefits once you hit 20 hours a week.
Okay. I
Anything
meant
lower
if-
than that, we do not have to offer
If you
benefits.
offer the benefits, does the county just pay half of the full price? Or do we pay more than that or for 20 hours? Just say, if you work
I see.
20 hours a week, which we assume that 37.5 is 40 hours anyhow. I mean,
Yep.
so if you work 20 hours a week, does the county pay half of your benefits?
No.
What does it pay?
So we would pay, well, we would pay the full of your retirement, but it would be based off of your salary. And then we would
That's
pay
what-
on health insurance, we would pay whatever hours that is.
Not- Well, if it was 20 hours, would that be half of your health
Right.
insurance?
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
If we just pay half and your retirement is basically based on the hours, so that would be half of a full-time anyhow. That's all I'm asking.
Yes.
But if we're starting to pay full-time benefits for 20 hours, when the rest of them are working full-time, I don't think that would be fair.
Yeah.
Well, no, wasn't asking. I was asking for 30 and above.
Yeah.
If you work
Well,
30 hours and above,
Well, okay,
If you work 30
if
to-
you work 30
So
hours
we-
instead of 40, why would we be paying full benefits for 30 when the rest of them work 40?
so it's 30 hours and then 37 and a half.
Well,
So
but
it's,
basically your work, basically the 37.5 just because they're here, but it's based on 40 hours.
okay,
I mean, like the road crew and whatnot.
okay,
And I don't care how many hours that we have them in the office, it's still based on 40-hour week.
mm-hmm.
So if you work 30 hours, are we paying full-time benefits to the people that work 30 hours?
That's what she's asking.
I'm asking if you guys would be interested in doing that
No.
and cutting it at 30 instead of at 20.
Actually, the county is based on 37.5 hours. 'cause
That's full-time. Yep.
I just meant, but you know what I mean when I say full-time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if you're working only 30 hours, you aren't working full-time.
Okay, so this was just for the benefit portion of it. I just threw that in there just for discussion.
Well, no,
Not saying you have to do
I
it.
would like to see this straightened out so everybody knows what we're talking about. That's all.
Right, so the main part to discuss it, to change it, is that,
So we
It's-
currently need to change it to the 20 hours because we're already not following this. We have adapted to the other one. So we need the approval to pay that. But what Stephanie's asking is if you would like to offer to pay a full health insurance on a 30-hour person,
Was it 4/5?
a 4/5 person, like they would work 4 days a week, you would offer the full health insurance to them.
I understand what
Yep,
you're saying.
okay,
but-
Yep.
but-
So
but Like
that's,
the road crew, they work 40 hours a week, right?
But not every week they work 40 hours, so that's
Yeah,
the
we-
thing.
yeah, they do. They are on 40
No,
hours.
but I mean, what I'm saying is there's guys where that won't work a full week. And then they'll have to split the percentage, or you guys,
vacation time.
all you guys do that.
Okay.
Well, that's what I mean. I didn't know if, like, let's say you
But
were
it's
short of,
normal work week is 40.
Yeah, but
10-hour
what-
days or 5 8-hour.
the only point I was getting at, was like, if you were, yeah, if you get short on hours, you don't cut the benefits out, right?
So,
They're hired as full-time
Okay,
people.
I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, yep.
That's fine.
so we sure need a motion to go to 20 hours,
Yes,
correct?
please.
yes.
And I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion by Scott to adjust the
Just it, yeah.
hours from 17.5 hours per week to 20 hours per week.
To be part-time,
No,
No,
No, that,
to be
No.
eligible for benefits.
any ben.
we.
Just
we-
eligible.
Yeah,
eligible.
that's,
She's just talking about.
I just want to be
Yeah,
sure I
no,
know
that's-
what
yeah.
we're,
Yep.
what we're talking about.
Yep.
And I'll
Because
second.
otherwise people. can
Second
come
by
in-
Josh. Any discussion? Any discussion? Any other discussion? Barring none. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Okay, the next slide.
Well, how about that 30 hours
Wait.
thing?
We're gonna skip it because nobody liked it, so we're gonna skip it and move on to the next one.
Well, you. Go ahead, Rod.
Or do you want to, we can make a motion on that if you'd like to, and then have it.
Discuss it a little bit more.
Well,
if you want.
Well, what I'm getting at, let's just take the road crew that works 40 hours a week. I
Okay,
mean,
Okay.
on their time. If somebody works 30 hours a week, are we gonna offer them full-time benefits or just part-time?
I think that's what she's getting at.
Getting at.
So if we have a minimum hours to be eligible for that full-time is where she's getting at. You have
Right.
to have a
What
minimum,
has it been in the
like
past?
a lot of companies will say, for you to get your full benefits, you have to work at least this many hours.
you know, and
Well,
Yep.
you mean you're gonna get full, I'm just.
Yeah.
All right, since it's confusing to me, are you gonna get full benefits for 20 hours a week?
no,
No.
30.
no, we have been in the past.
Oh,
That's where we have been in the past.
well, if you work 30 hours a week for the road crew, are they
So
gonna?
currently what we do for like a 4/5 deputy, so Chrissy works 4 days a week. I would take the single policy of a health insurance, I would divide that by 5, so then that's what you would pay per day, and I would times that by 4 because she only works 4 days. So then she would be responsible for that other 1/5
which is
of her.
$194.72 is
Of
what she
her-
pays a
What that
month.
says?
That is what it currently is.
I mean,
Currently
that's
is.
what's up there.
Okay, so in the red is what I added as a suggestion, if we are willing to change it to where if you work 30 hours a week, you don't have to pay the 4/5. You'll just be covered in full as a single health insurance.
Did we drop that?
Did you guys want to make a motion on that to go around to see how it goes?
Well,
Well, I don't wanna, personally, I don't wanna pay somebody for 10 hours that he didn't work.
we're not paying it for 10 hours.
The
It's just-
benefits would be,
Yeah, but they're just saying you gotta at least work this minimum hours for you to receive these benefits
In full.
in full.
For example, the gal that comes and helps.
Kelsey? Or what extension
On
officer?
the extension office.
Paul,
Okay, yep, Kelsey.
Correct.
She's 19 hours, so she would not receive any benefits, none.
Right. But because it's been at 20 hours, they got benefits, so we're actually raising it 10 hours.
well, I understand that part, but the
Yes.
part I don't know is if we're gonna offer benefits, how much is, if you work 20 hours, do you get full benefits or
No.
half? benefits?
No.
No.
You're
they get-
you're understanding what we're saying, like that it would be, that's what she's asking you. Do you want to pay 100% of a family or for a single policy health insurance? Do you want to pay that on somebody that works
Less-
30 hours?
No.
Okay.
That's, I
Yes,
mean,
yes,
that's what I'm
yes,
trying to say, and
yes.
I don't know what this reads really, so that's what.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, go ahead, Kelly.
for the people that work in the courthouse, not the road or the sheriff's office, our weeks are 37 and a half. So it's 1 day shy of a full-time employee.
I got
So I
that.
think that's, and it affects one person.
I get that, but I don't know if we're paying the benefits on that day that they don't work. That's all I'm asking.
Well, they prorate that stuff.
Yeah, so
Is that what it says up there?
No, this is just a
She's
proposal
asking
of the
you, she's
change.
asking if you want to put that.
I
in
know,
that
but do
invoice.
I vote on what, how do?
So if you're saying, if you do not want to pay that other 1/5 of the health insurance for that person that does not work that other day, you would say no.
Okay. got it.
Yes, yes.
This is just a proposal. This isn't what it reads right now.
No,
what
I
is
know.
in red?
I know
is
it's, I know it is.
additional-
I'm just trying to
Okay.
figure out in my brain what it
Yes, You
says.
say no.
Okay. Currently, it's 194.72 is what that one individual pays for it. I just threw it out there because Annetta Parkview has if you work 30 hours a week, your insurance is full. You qualify for all of our benefits at 30 hours a week.
So,
But
so what, how much would that cost us?
Well, that's
Additional 2,000.
336.64 a year.
How much? 300?
2,336.64 a year.
So would that be offered then to all the employees?
Yeah, if you,
Someone said, well, I'm just gonna work 30 hours
Mhm.
and I still get my full benefits.
They get their full health insurance benefits, yep.
I don't think that's fair to the permanent employees that have to work the full day. I mean, that's my opinion. I'm looking more not at the ones
Okay.
that don't, but the ones that do. We should treat them as best as we can. That's my opinion.
Okay,
Or is it an added benefit with the lower salary?
Well,
That's the other-
see, that's what I'm thinking. It'd be an
That's
added,
the-
added benefit for
Yeah.
somebody, even like if they wanted a part-time job here, it'd be an added benefit
Right.
for them to have it
Correct.
or want
Because your
to.
salaries probably aren't comparable, so.
Yeah,
it allows.
I'm just saying.
no,
Those part-time positions can be difficult to fill if people are looking at benefits.
Well, if the full-time employees wanted to, that's one thing, but I'm just thinking of them.
Yeah, but if you're allowing them to go down to 30, then they have that option. Right?
You save on salary without,
Right, but that's their option. They'll get paid less, but if they want to do 30, they can get the full benefit.
right.
What if they want more money and don't want the option?
well,
That's a totally different slide.
Well, I would say.
You got a
that's-
slide for that already.
If
That's
that's the
coming up,
black
yeah.
and white, then
It's
that's
coming
probably
up.
not gonna work that way.
Yeah. Okay. Did anybody want to make a motion on the 30 or?
how about this? If we do, let's just leave it for now.
Okay,
And if we have more issues with it, especially if we get more part-time employees, let's look at it more. How's that sound?
sounds good to me. I
Good
just
to me.
threw it out there for discussion. Okay, the next slide is work schedules. So if you look on here, the work schedules state that the county office runs from 8 AM to 4:30 PM. Normal scheduled workday for the court personnel is 7.5 hours long, KA 37.5 hours a week. Now, the regular schedule for the county road department is 7 AM to 4:30 PM, Monday through Friday. A normal scheduled workday is 8 hours long and a normal scheduled work week is 40. We currently are not following our policy on this, so therefore, if we want to change that, we need to put it in our book. So I am just asking that we add in here the road schedule the way it is, or how we want it to be. And I do know this is how it was, and then once upon a time, we started adding 410s in the summers. So how do you guys want this to be? Because right now, we're doing 410s all year round.
So this is two different commissions that signed this proclamation or policy.
Okay,
Diane Calgary signed that one. Your dad was probably on the board at that time. And Dale Peterson signed that.
I knew that it had been done. It just didn't get into the employee manual at one time.
Maybe changing
So
that.
is that just for the road or is that for the girls here too?
I think we could probably
410s.
do it, so we put in the manual, so it gives 100% option for everybody.
That would seem fair.
all I know is that the road department currently isn't working with scheduling here. We need to fix this to mirror what they're
we're working
working.
schedule.
But we did have asked for that, the
And-
summer hours as well. So then this, if we could cover, if we wanted to cover that at this point, to put it in the manual that,
Yep, I just want something in the manual so nobody gets confused, because the question was, what are the road department's schedule? And it was, but in the summertime, they work 410s, in the wintertime, they work 5/8, and
Right.
that's how it was. And then all of a sudden, well, now they're all working 410s all year round. When did that change? How did that be? So I want it to be,
And I'm not against anybody working 410s. I mean, as long as it doesn't script the schedule with anybody in that department. It'd just be nice, like you said, get it in writing.
yep.
If we do it or whatever else, it's okay, and it says in the manual to do it, and whatever else.
I did visit with Nelson County. Nelson County's road for the summer is 410s. And then during the school year, they moved down to 5/8 because they want to be able to move snow and such in the winter. Because right now in the wintertime, they're working 410s. So anytime they work, if there's snow on a Friday and they move snow on a Friday, it's overtime for them.
Yeah.
So, so it's kind of a question of, I was like, hey, I like the idea of it being following the school schedule, that they work the 5/8 during the school schedule, which I believe it used to be. Does anybody, Wayne, it
Yeah.
used to be?
We used to work 5/10s. We worked 5/10s for many years, and we worked 5/9s for several years, and then we went to 40 hours. In fact, before me, they even worked half a day.
They did what?
Worked half a day on Saturday plus.
What was the
10
date
hours
on
a day.
this?
There's no date I can see. I don't see.
Oh, when was this?
That one, Dale.
Dale, 3.
Do you know what date that
I
was?
don't remember. I don't have the signed copy. I think you.
Okay.
I must have a signed copy.
So what are you guys' thoughts? Would you like to add this up into there, or do you want to change the schedules to be however?
We save on mileage driving the machine back. and
I do
forth.
think you guys should probably address the courthouse too, if you give them 410s. Not saying you have to give 410s, but at least address it.
So,
I remember
Really.
years ago, you know, when
The conflict.
the last commission, when, John incorporated in here and they were, we were working 410s and we switched it back to winter hours to the 8-hour days.
Yeah.
I remember that.
it says on there that
Yes.
the road superintendent and the commissioners
Yep.
can change the dates depending on the weather. The first one said that I had full responsibility for it,
Mm-hmm.
but when the last 5 commissioners came in at one time, they wanted to be part of it.
Okay.
What do you feel? Do you think of the idea of in the summertime? Because I understand the whole idea of the road department running out and back, you're saving wear and tear on the machines and hours. But I also understand that like what Steph said, in this winter time of having the,
And that's the way it is. If the winter would have been bad.
Yep.
I'd switch to 8 hours.
okay,
But being that we only had like 2 snowstorms,
yep, no, fully understand
we
that.
got it all plowed before the weekend, except this last time when we didn't plow.
So, but
Saturday.
another question on that is, do you accommodate, say, hey, there's a snowstorm coming, you guys take off early today because you're gonna end up working Friday?
Take off early.
But
I
do
don't
you-
know what happens during that time when you're gone.
But that's
We have to
the,
Cover it anyway,
that's the question on it being on a Friday in the school year and,
and we are on call 24 hours a day, just like the sheriff. department.
yep,
Well, yeah, and I will say that on Fridays, if something comes in and I have to call Wayne, Wayne's really good at dealing with it. And so are the girls. If they were to get Fridays off, I can call any of them and they answer my calls, they do their work.
I don't think the question is that of not being amazing and awesome. I think the question is the overtime factor in the wintertime.
Can you do something like if you have to come in on Fridays and you have to sub your time the next week or whatever, so you,
It's 40 hours a week. It's in that work
oh, it's
week.
week, not 2 weeks.
Yep, it's in the work week.
Did you plow on Saturday?
Plowed Saturday,
Yeah, I just meant,
this last Saturday.
Then that.
just curious.
It just took like 4 hours
Yeah, no.
to do it.
So my question on that, I mean, do you have some of this overtime factored in when you do this?
We have $30,000 into the budget for overtime.
Okay.
Plus we have the regular salary.
So you do,
Without the 80
you do
hours.
budget for this kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the wintertime, if there's a bad winter, who decides if they're gonna say, hey, guys, since it's gonna be a bad winter, we're gonna go to 8-hour shifts instead of 10-hour shifts?
It's you, isn't it?
Yeah, or you and me, but whatever, but most of the time, we like to get it plowed as quick as we can, so you wanna work 10 hours if you
Mhm.
can. If you're working 10 hours and you're not getting overtime, that's a bonus to the county. You know, you're saving money not having to do it on extra time, if you got 40 hours. But we switched to 5, then we do overtime. And like
How do you get overtime when you switch to 5 8-hour days versus the 4
If you
10s?
gotta go to 10, if you're
Well, if you
out
work
there and you
past,
gotta plow later in the evening or.
If you
whatever.
work past those 8 hours, then you get the overtime, right?
No, it's not past 8 hours, it's 40 hours a week.
Oh.
So they could work 10 one day, they can work 9, 8, 7, whatever that
So
is.
basically on
It's-
that last day, if you guys go over, you go
Right.
over.
I had that same discussion with Diane Calvert, because she worked for the city or whatever, but some counties, after 8 hours, you get overtime. And I was told that it's not us, but so I told Diane, okay, so he works 8.5 hours on Monday and then he works 8 hours the rest of the week. He still got that half-hour overtime.
Because it's
It
over
accumulated
8, it's
to the
over
end.
8.
Why wouldn't you just leave early, half an hour? then?
Right. Just another day you leave
Yeah,
a
leave it.
half hour early to accommodate, to adjust. if they get
Well,
in early,
sometimes
but,
you, and I agree with Wayne, sometimes you can't.
right, I agree with that
You
too,
got a
but,
Time clock that says, yeah, well. Like this morning, I was out at 6:15 to check a road because a township called me. Because the water is running over the top of the road. Okay, so I put in my time clock then. Because then I came to work. I left at 6:15 this morning, checked the road. And then come to work. That's part of the time clock, but.
Okay.
uh,
so on this one here to update the schedules. We need to fix the road one.
Nothing to fix.
The county road department are 7 AM to 4:30 PM, Monday through Friday, is that correct? That's what we need to fix. We need to fix the words in,
30 sometimes.
we need, we need to fix the words in here because that is the employee manual is what guides us. So if you guys work the 410s, we need to put the 410s in there.
Right.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. We need to adjust this to match accordingly.
Could adjust the time because the sun comes up different times of the year. You can't.
We ought to
just
take
go
out the
by-
7. If they're going to, they have to go or going to work at 6:30, I mean, we should maybe eliminate the time issue.
Just eliminate from time to hours, and we should make it for all departments instead of just one. I'd say be honest with you, if the other departments want to work 410s and they can adjust their schedule to that, I have nothing against that, as long as it doesn't interrupt the hours of the courthouse of it being open. Does that make sense to people, or?
Well,
does
they
that seem
already, I
everything
think they
else?
kind of already do kind of work longer one day, shorter another day. I think they kind of already,
So somebody can work through lunch if they have a doctor's appointment at, the end of the day at 3:30 or whatever. Okay, you're working through your lunch to make up those hours like that,
So
we kind of make it
But do we have to get this in writing where it's?
Well, it
specific?
depends on if you want to do the summer hours, then the courthouse would be closed at,
On Friday.
on Friday afternoons. So, I mean, it's totally up to you, but it
I
it would,
get what you're saying.
it would switch the hours of the courthouse if you did that way, but
the other thing I'd suggest is that when it says during the school hours, because school basically starts in August, and yet the road crew is out doing regular maintenance, until winter season. So it probably should say, instead of school hours, it probably should say summer and winter. I mean, just to clarify that, it'd just be mine.
In that last memo does show that one we just, me and Ron just looked. at.
Yeah, it does.
Well, but I meant in our manual.
oh, okay, so what's in the green underneath
Yeah.
is just comments. What's
No, I
actually
know,
in
but
there is the
on the
black.
comment, it says
Oh,
during
the
school hours,
suggestion.
8 hours. I just mean, if you wanted to change that, it should be summer and winter rather than school.
But what is the date for summer? What is the date for winter? 'Cause see, with
Snow.
school, see, that's what we need more of a definition on when things would change, when they would start, when they'd finish.
Well,
So,
we asked the road department, when does he feel like that?
Winter starts.
Winter starts.
We've been going by a schedule that says
November.
November 17th, I
I-
think
oh,
it switches.
April
to
5th.
Yeah, okay.
8 hour
I didn't,
days.
Well, if
I
we-
haven't seen that.
If we can actually get an actual.
okay, so what is on this memo, we can add that into here, what is on this memo. However, I do think, but yet we're not following it, because right now in this memo, it states from November 16th to April 14th, the normal work week is 5 8-hour days, 40 hours, Monday through Friday. We currently aren't following that, so we have to make sure we actually follow this memo.
Normal.
And an extra 40 hours for overtime, Saturday and Sunday are overtime. These dates are determined by the Griggs County Sheriff, or the Griggs County Sheriff's Department, the Griggs County Road Supervisor, and approved by the Commissioner, dependent on the weather conditions. So we
If you went
need
by
to,
that- If you went by that,
yep,
you would have your ability to
yep.
set a schedule.
Because in the summertime, it's daylight early and night. When
Yeah.
I go by, you guys are extremely early getting going. Wintertime, it's not daylight till 7:30.
We've got,
Yep.
we've got good lights now.
Right,
We're able to go out
So-
in the
Right,
dark.
right.
Before, we never noticed.
yeah. Especially plowing snow with all bad lights.
So with this, we're going to update the work schedule to follow what was updated motion passed years ago.
I remember that.
So basically put whatever that memo says in.
Yep.
Deal.
Yep. I think we're all good with this, but we have to make sure, Wayne, that it does state from November 16th to April 14th that you're gonna work 5 8-hour days, 40 hours.
Or, yeah, unless you say,
Unless the commission and all of us agree that you can still work 4 10s in the winter time. But
So-
until then,
Cause like this winter, there was no reason to.
No. So basically, when.
I like 5/8. I get home at 3:30 because we don't wait till, you can't wait till banking hours. You gotta get going.
right?
Less traffic in the morning.
So could we just say, hey, you know, if you guys want to do 5/8 or 4/10s, you guys will consult us and then you go from there or what?
That's what, when I was thinking before.
Okay,
So maybe, you know, go off of that and otherwise any changes would be approval upon a commission.
and that's exactly what this states here, if you want to read it again.
I
Okay.
agree with
I
that.
see, I read
This,
that one.
oh yeah, they're different, yeah.
Different.
Yep, and so that one, we just need to make sure that we update, which is, sometimes we forget to update our policy book. That's the last thing we think of. So that's just the one thing we need to update and get it clarified on and what they are to be, so. Perfect.
And then I would just, yeah, go off of this and then.
And I don't think we need to make a motion to approve it because it's already been approved. We just haven't updated the policy.
It just needs to get into here.
It just needs to be updated, sorry.
Well, we
After this
maybe should
last
make a
weekend.
motion to update the policy.
Like last weekend, some people, we plowed. Some people had taken a vacation day, so they will not get over. They'll get regular.
Great, perfect. Okay,
You wanna make a motion to include it or?
no, that's already been motioned. That's already been approved years
Yeah, but
ago,
it's Not into.
but
the-
we haven't updated it,
Well,
so,
Should we update the manual?
well, we can motion to put the correction in there so we can make a,
I'll
looking
make a
for,
motion to
add the correct.
add the correct one.
And then it would be in the manual.
Okay, yep.
I second it.
Okay, any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion, barring none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Perfect.
And you need a copy of this manual.
I think I got it, but that's fine.
Next one is performance evaluations. Current states that we are strongly encouraged to discuss job performance goals after their introductory period. I would like to add and annuals prior to the start of the budget season. However, performance evaluations may be conducted at any time at the supervisor's discretion. That's what I would like to add to this. And then I would like to start, I do have a copy of a rough draft that I don't know if I emailed it to you guys, but a rough draft of a evaluation for everybody to review to see if they like it and like to use it. But this one's pretty simple. Any discussion on this one?
You don't need to go, that wouldn't be that they have to bring it to the board. It would just be the supervisor.
The supervisors and then the commission would do the evaluations of the elected officials. Yeah,
Hold on. So in the event you we have our own.
you would use your own
police-
form.
Okay, that would be.
Yeah,
okay.
you would use your own form. Yours is dedicated to your
Yes,
department.
Okay.
Yep. And then everybody else would have,
Okay.
Yep. Okay, any other discussion on that? Can we go to get a motion to approve the updated?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Scott to approve it, second by Rod. Any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion, barring none? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Okay, next one is holidays. Okay, so Griggs County recognizes 12 and a half individual holidays in itself. And currently what's happening is the road department's getting 10 hours where everybody else is getting 8. And then it ends up being that the courthouse staff get 93.75 hours of holiday time and the road department gets 125 hours of of holiday time due to them working 4/10s. But as we discussed, the 4/10s is not a full-time position. That is only a temporary position. Most of their hours are going to be the 4/8s or 5/8. If in the event in here, to clarify that, it was straight time pay for up to 8 hours based on the number of hours the employee would otherwise to have been scheduled to work that day. Because not everybody works 8-hour days. Some work 5, some work 7.5. Kelsey might work 4 hours, you know, whatever the hours are that day. So I just wanted to clarify that it would be up to 8 hours.
What about if you're under the 8 hours then?
Then it's under whatever, it's up to 8. So if you work less than 8, you get whatever that is. So all the departments, are correct? All the departments you work 7.5 hours, so you get 7.5 hours. Your hours is more, or 8 hours, would park at 8.
So how would that work with his schedule then?
8, up to 8.
So his guys would get 8 hours of vacation or of holiday.
Because what's happening right now is they're getting 10s. So throughout the year, they're getting 125 hours of holiday, where everybody else is going to getting 93.75.
Is that 93.75 off of 8 hours or 7.5?
7.5.
So we're getting paid for 2,080 hours a year.
And 125 of that is holiday. And where everybody else is getting 1,780,
So they're only working 37.5.
and
So that shouldn't be a full day.
they're not, it's up to 8 hours. So they're currently not getting 8 hours of pay. They're getting, and since according to the,
They're getting the same pay every day though.
yep, and according to the schedule that we just approved with your work schedule, majority of them are 5 8-hour days.
So Christmas, New Year's, we're gonna get paid for 8 hours versus 10.
Correct.
That's gonna screw up our payroll.
Sam's very good at payroll and can do that.
There's been some problems.
Everyone makes mistakes.
Well, I'm just
Yeah.
confused as to what you mean by that. Like, there's been some problems with my payroll.
That wasn't nice.
Okay, but that's a
Because-
different discussion, I think.
A lot of things we've had to double check, make
Mhm.
sure they're correct, right?
Well, yeah,
Isn't this gonna mess up your software program that?
No,
no.
So I have a question on how all the offices are handling holidays. So, for example, Christie's 4/5. So this last week, she only worked 3 days because that holiday she was paid for.
Yep.
Is that how all offices are adjusting? So if you're doing 4/10s, if you work Monday through Thursday, what are you doing on Friday? So are you getting paid 50 hours or you guys adjust too?
We didn't work on Friday, of course, took a holiday, but we worked our 40 hours.
So you're getting paid 50 hours for that.
but you can't run payroll paying 50 hours for that week. They should have taken a different day off.
Chairperson told me to take a day off, other than Friday being we worked our 4/10s.
Yep,
Didn't, yeah, so she said, you could take another day off.
yep. But you can't pay the next week
So what
50
was Saturday then?
Overtime.
Overtime.
overtime for Saturday. So technically, if you, like the policy does state on a holiday, if it lands on a Saturday or Sunday, you just take a separate day. You take Friday off or Monday off. And since these guys are working 4/10s, they don't work Fridays, they should take a Thursday off, on a different day off.
Well,
for
that's how we do it. If our holiday lands on a Saturday, we would get that Friday off. And
Yep.
if our holiday lands on a Sunday, we would get Monday off. So
Yep.
then we would just flip it.
Right, that's, yeah.
But
On
like,
a
for-
Saturday, and Sunday, you take either the prior day or the following day.
So it's
Okay.
Friday, holiday,
Oh.
Friday was a holiday, yep.
And do you get paid for 7.5 or? do you get paid
so they should maybe take Monday off.
So
7.5. I would get the 7.5.
Yeah,
But-
that's their
So
regular
by
pay.
what they're doing, then
I would have, I'm sorry, I was under the impression that you took your guys took Thursday off because it would have been the same thing as like what we do if it lands
Yes.
on.
It was snowing and stuff at that time. We didn't know how much snow we were gonna get. so we had
Well,
to be-
I'm just saying.
Somebody had to be on call for,
If Friday was a holiday, you maybe should take today off
yeah.
and get paid for it.
Right.
That would make up for the whole.
Right.
You wouldn't have, instead of getting an extra payday for Friday, you would take. one
different
this
day,
week In
yeah.
order to make it up, would
because
be
they're not
my,
bonus days, because that's what
Right.
I've always
We
adjusted.
didn't
We've always,
we didn't get paid for Friday.
no, it's a holiday.
but you do get paid.
I mean, a normal holiday.
We didn't take.
But you should have.
But they're gonna take a different day off this week.
In essence, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna
So
want to pay like
if
50 hours a week, it'll be
if
40.
they-
They
So
work
the way
it.
that we're
Didn't
doing.
work on Friday,
Yes.
or if they had to, or
Yes.
whatever.
They
It
should have
was a-
taken Thursday.
Well, but you don't know that until
But if
after
they
the
took it
weather,
unpaid,
so
did
they
you get
maybe
paid
should
for
take
Friday then?
one
But
day
like,
this
that's what
week.
we do is we
Holiday.
adjust our,
Right.
based on when that holiday
Yeah.
is.
And, but then they would get
We
the
don't
8
get paid
hours,
for
not the
that
10 hours.
extra.
Yeah,
Because they're working tens, they wouldn't get the 10 hours, they would get the 8 hours.
They would get up to 8 hours. And if they're following the winter schedule, like like we just passed through, they would be 5/8 anyways.
Yeah.
During Good Friday. So they would just take Thursday off or any day during the week. I really,
If you're getting
Work
20
on that.
dollars an hour, that'd be 160 versus 200.
okay. Any other,
Paid for your holiday, you're gonna get just get paid for 8 hours.
any other discussion on this part?
I'm not so sure.
Vote it down.
Well, I'm just,
Maybe, maybe
I'm just,
How about this? We take a 5-minute break because this is a lot to. right now.
You know what,
We've been
and
here
we
for
can-
a-
and we
we've been-
can
We've been here
discuss-
for a hour and a half, so I say we take a.
Absolutely. And just so you know, we don't have to pass all of these today. We
No.
can just discuss all of them.
well, I'm
And then
trying
come back to them next meeting, because I know there is a few more slides that I found in the policy book that we need to review, and it's not,
And some of these things, if we are gonna do that, like I did have an all-employee meeting, for everybody to discuss the employee manual. Nobody had any changes that they would like to see through, so, I mean, if there is something controversial to, some of the employees, it would be really nice if I could go back to them, kind of have another meeting, this is what you guys are thinking, this is, and
Well,
and
we
ask
got more
them.
slides. I said.
just thinking that.
I'm sorry. I'm
Wait, let's
making
take a
motion
break.
For a 5-minute break.
Maybe if-
motion
Second.
for a 5-minute
But
break,
if the
second by
holiday
Rod.
comes on a Saturday, do we get?
All in favor,
3
signify by
days
saying
or-
aye.
Aye.
Lose that.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, 5-minute break it is.
Stephanie, what if the holiday comes on Saturday?
Then they take a Friday off. Take a different day off. That's what the policy book says.
It doesn't say that in the policy book.
Yes, it does.
The truck down there.
It only
Yeah,
says if it's a holiday on a
Oh,
Saturday
I
or
just gotta
Sunday.
get it down.
Prior.
Or.
Those are
Yeah.
examples.
I
Yep,
know.
those are examples
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
That's what it is,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
I talked to him, he said,
Plainly,
just
that
drop it
you
off.
take another-
And they have to, so we don't wanna, we put it in the shop and we'll.
Well, if they're trying to get this plane,
See,
then I don't,
they send
if I
it.
can't read it, I don't.
See, well,
Well,
I
if
checked
your
with the
department
Bulldog.
doesn't
I
wanna
actually
take
told
it-
them about it, I'm sorry. but
Adjust
anyway, I had
accordingly, they
checked
wanna
with
work it.
Bulldog,
And it should be.
and they did
Should
not
be
have,
so anybody-
when I called Bulldog, they did not have
We just
anything
wanted
for
to
an
do it right.
E-Duct one. Yeah,
That's all I'm saying, it should be.
by years, that was the very
Read-
first
read it.
360.
Instant, I got four,
And if I got, if I.
If you
can't
had
read
just
it, I
one
don't
out of
know
there,
why
I'm screwed. Just
the
one,
employee might
but
be
I had like 3 or 4. I took a picture, he said, we can do it.
mean or-
Yeah.
But he said, I gotta take it off
Or
and
it should
send it
be
in.
plain.
Yep. And so then the guy told me, the one thing that he told me that when I talked to him, that if
And I've been
nothing
working
else, you
for
could
him
take an
since-
ECM. Some of them, he said, were
That's-
compatible to take in
Yep.
a different ECM.
I'm not.
But he said those
I'm not-
early ECMs, he said were really hard.
Normally.
Yeah.
They say I can do
And
it.
it's just
So
vacation
yeah,
days.
just gotta get it down there.
Should be.
Anyway, so I got.
Yeah. Super good guy, though.
Yeah, he was, I thought I forgot about me. He called. No, I just.
Instead of,
he's,
Oh, he's
That's
swamped.
take
Oh,
it-
Yeah, I know, it's just trucks everywhere.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he said I'll have to.
Yeah.
Get it
That's
down
all
there
I'm
and then,
saying.
Right, Jamie?
What's that?
I said if our schedule is,
Yeah.
is 10 hours.
Anyway, you follow what I'm saying. So, ugh.
Sorry to
Next
hear what
time,
your dad
next
did.
time
Yeah.
we say you can only
Yeah.
take 8 hours. of
Wednesday?
vacation,
Yes,
you can
Wednesday,
take 8
so-
hours instead of.
Next Wednesday.
No, okay.
Next Wednesday, the 15th.
I thought it was.
No.
I don't know how to reconcile that
Larry Carlin.
because
Oh, it just worked.
Oh, by Finley?
Yeah.
8 hour days.
Oh, yeah. Died too. Yeah, heart attack.
yeah, I'm not sure how to
Dropped
reconcile
dead.
that.
Yeah, dropped dead.
Right in front of us.
In my opinion,
I don't
just,
know, and
just
through-
for,
just-
maybe not legally, but my opinion is that
It was doing.
if it was supposed, you're working 4/10s and you took that Friday, you should take your whole day off like today to make up for it.
63 heart attack, you know. So, yeah.
Let's figure it out in our salaries.
It's been a bad.
Well, it wouldn't make any
Your
difference.
dad, that was just all the kidney stuff. that way?
What difference does it make on the salary, whether
Most of the time.
they're sitting on a pail down at the shop or when it's sitting at home? I mean, the salary's the same.
Pretty good.
Unless you say, no, we're gonna take 2 hours away off your 40 hours.
Yeah, sorry though.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't think that's fair either, so. But I don't think it's in the.
Hmm?
Craig Socklin's in the
Pushing
pushing
hard.
to get it in late.
Oh,
I gotta go move a bunch of pipes and cut out the floor.
That's all.
American Legion, they're putting like a lift deal between the main floor and the basement.
And as long as
A bunch
we're
of pipes
willing to
and
go
wire.
with 4 10-hour days for the summer in order to. Once you're out on the road, you don't have to travel back and forth. I mean, you work your 10-hour day shift. I think that's a good idea.
What was that, no?
Well, in the summer, instead of 5 8-hour days, if you're in a blade and you're running down the road, you gotta take the time to drive down there.
Oh, I
drive
like
back.
that, absolutely,
And instead of
absolutely.
that, you get your 2 hours more work time.
Oh, absolutely. It's less wear and tear on the blades and everything.
Yeah,
It's,
so I'm just saying that,
no, I like the 410s. I do.
and I just, this. If Friday was.
Hold on.
Hold on.
All right, everybody's here.
Everybody's
Meeting's
back.
back in session. Okay, now Lauren.
Oh, well, it just seems to me, and I don't know if it's legal or not, but if Friday was a scheduled holiday,
Yep.
that they should take full day, 10 hours off on Monday to make up for what they didn't get for the holiday. That's my opinion. And it just, I don't know if that jives with legal or not, to put them down to only 8 hours, they'd lose 10 hours of pay, or
Here's-
2 hours of pay.
Here's my consideration on that is that up until that was changed to allow 410s, everybody got paid up to 8 hours holiday. Up to 8 hours. So beans that they changed to save money to have 410s because of the roads, blah, 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 traveling out there, that just gave the road department how many more hours of overtime or holidays or of, because they're going based on 10 hours now. So does that even make it saving money at all if we're gonna be paying them more holiday time because we're giving them 410s? I mean,
Yeah.
so if you give it up to 8 hours, they can,
It looks to me now, I'm just throwing something up. If they took their 8 hours of holiday today, not because they
Yep.
didn't get it on Friday,
correct?
then they should come in for 2 hours today to make up for their time, so they get full-time
Yeah, but
pay.
what are they gonna do for the 2 hours?
Well, that's all I'm saying.
Tell somebody going for 2 hours of work, well,
To get your
by
fu-
the time they get all loaded up.
To
ready
get your
go,
full
start working on
monthly, to
something.
get your full
done, you
monthly
gotta go
pay,
home.
that's what you should do. So I'm just
No, I get what you're saying.
suggesting we just take the whole day.
So
and
this is
Forget it.
31.25 hours is what it is total a year, of holiday that the road department is getting. Now you take that times how many guys?
7.
7. Let's say the average person makes $20 an hour. Okay, so if you take 31 times 7 times 21 is how much more a year we are paying out on holiday for those guys.
What is that?
That they're getting paid time off. That they're getting paid time off.
But that is a,
come from?
It's in the budget. It's budgeted in there. I mean, when we do the budget, we budget it based on 2080 hours.
So
So it doesn't come out of the overtime?
Mm-mm. Nope.
No, it's just it's straight payout at 80 hours for them and it's 18.
40 hours a week.
for us. Either way.
Well, I
No,
know
yours,
one way to
yours would
solve
be
it.
paid out of the overtime, because if your
solve it.
people work on those holidays, they would get holiday pay, so that would have to come out of your
Steph.
overtime budget.
Huh?
I know one way to solve it, what we did with the highway department when I was a
Yes,
maintenance
you're good.
engineer. We'd have them come in and sit on the can for 2 hours on Monday. And then they'd get their full pay.
So that's $4,375 that we are paying to not have, that they're getting paid not working. With having the 10 hours of
But if
holiday
they came in
vacation.
and sat at a can in the shop for 2 hours, they'd get their full pay.
They can, I'm just stating, maybe work an hour later one day. I don't know how they do it, but
Well,
I'm just.
Nobody's gonna wanna come in for 2 hours, trust me.
No,
Well,
that's
they're
not,
gonna sit there.
you're not gonna,
Nobody's
if
gonna
it's
want-
on the holiday, they can't come work that holiday because
not-
that's double time if they work on that holiday.
No, no,
They would have to make up their hours somewhere
Yeah, make
else.
it up. But whether you make
Right.
up the 8 or the 10,
Right.
we
You,
would maybe throw them in.
How many holidays are during that time that they, based off of this? How many holidays fall under that 10-hour?
well, how many holidays are in between? What months is it?
I mean, Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving.
These
Yeah, Xmas, New Year's.
4 holidays right there.
Let's.
So right now, this is
see.
based off of them working those
got-
410s throughout
Yeah,
the whole
Thanksgiving,
year.
Well, we got
Christmas,
Martin.
New Year's and Easter.
You got 1, 2, 3,
That's
4. Are they 4,
Today of vacation.
5, 6,
Day of
7,
vacation day too.
7 of the 12.
Who knows what she's gonna put, but
Oh.
7 of the 12 holidays.
Do you usually do that Good Friday or do you do that Monday or? how do
Well,
you-
our salary is based 52 weeks a year,
Yeah,
8 hours a day. Comes up to 2,080 hours.
okay.
So we didn't figure any holidays in there, with vacation or work days, and that's what it's been done for as long as I've been.
Cause you just factor in just straight hours and then when they get a day off for a holiday, it's just
It's
a
part of the 2,080.
Mhm. Yep.
So do it.
Sounds good
There's
to
no
me.
overtime involved in that.
It's just
only-
31 more hours they have off than the rest of the people that we're paying for them to not be working.
We're not really
No,
paying.
It's just
No.
because they're only
But-
on 37.5 hours.
But during the new
This
schedule,
Jealousy's been going on for years.
now with the new schedule, it's,
Road department.
now with the new schedule, it's only
We
7
didn't have
holidays, not
anything to
12
do
and a
with
half.
this.
This is Stephanie reading the.
This was
manual.
not anything to do with any of us.
I don't think that's the point. What we're talking about now.
I'm just-
That's been established.
I am just reading
The-
in fairness. Is it fair for a department that used to run at 8 hours a week, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for years, when they decided to change it to be 4 10s, all of a sudden now they accumulate more holiday pay than anybody else. When they initially did the holiday, it was always based on, they worked 8, according to our book, they worked 8, these guys worked 7.5. And then all of a sudden they work 10. So does that give them 10 hours of holiday pay? Are they liable for that? Are they eligible for that? And do we want to do that? Because is that fair, that 31.25 hours?
But are they getting that more pay if they're only, like, let's say they're working 4 10s and they only work,
They're getting the same amount of pay through the whole entire year.
No,
But
but-
if it lands on, well, like this time, if it lands on a
Friday.
Friday, then you take a different day off, but is it 10 hours? Do we pay them for a whole 10-hour day off?
but if they're only working 3 days, that means they're only getting 30 hours. So
Mhm.
then that you pay them for that time off, which means that you get that 40 hours in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, could you, just trying to make this up, so somebody,
Last week,
could they
Last
work
week they worked
11
more
hours for 2 days then to make up that?
10.
No, they're not, no, they're not getting paid 50.
Huh?
They just
Nobody wants
took
to
Friday
do
off because
that.
they never work Fridays anyways.
Well, sometimes you guys have to,
The
have to,
courthouse
and it
gets
sucks.
paid full benefits.
Sometimes.
They didn't take the days off, so they,
Well, I'm not.
Well, but I
talking
mean,
about-
what I'm
just
saying
telling
is,
you.
I'm just trying to talk about.
sometimes you guys
2
are on
hours
call,
a
but
year.
sometimes you guys
It
get
is.
called out and it
You
sucks.
get
I
paid
feel bad for you
benefits
guys on
for
that.
40 hours, they get paid for
I know I'm making this
That's
really
been
hard.
That way, and
Yeah.
we can't
But-
do much about it for the time being.
Then,
That's kind of irrelevant.
But the 2 hours for last Friday that were
yeah,
missed.
we got that settled. It just didn't like, but
Yeah, but do you take off 8 hours or do you take off 10 hours?
Take the whole day off, what do you think? You're not gonna get paid for it anyway, it's a holiday. Oh, yeah, we will, holiday.
But what happens to those 2 hours that Steph is talking about?
Well, it
Do we
is-
have them come in and sit on the can for 2 hours or do we just? pay
Okay,
them
so
and
now
forget
if,
it?
here's what, if it
I
was,
think she's saying it's written for 8 hours, everyone's getting 8 hours. They're doing tens, but they're also taking, you know, that extra day off, they're missing those 10 hours. So
Oh, they're missing 2 hours.
no, they're missing 10 because what he's calculated it out, he's calculated it out as guys working 30 hours because they work 3 days. And then the fourth day, when they get that paid that holiday, they get that 10 hours. But at the same time, what they're saying is if you work the
It'd be
4
30
days.
Be 38 hours then instead of 40.
Yeah. If you work the 4 days, you know, stuff like that, and then you take the 5th day off for your holiday, that's only 8 hours. I see both sides, and what the actual like correct terminology to fix it, I don't,
Can you just flex those weeks?
I don't know. I think that would be more
Flex, I mean, as you just work an extra.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything against that either, but we should probably have something in writing where it's not.
That's why I agree with you with it. We should fix it, but we gotta know how to fix it.
Yeah.
right,
Fix it as,
Like
would you work
Because I
11
don't- I
hours
don't
for
have a
2
problem.
days in order to make it up?
I agree, that's what I,
Cause it's only, you're only looking at 12 days.
Yeah.
So you can flex those weeks. That's what. we
actually,
do.
it's
I mean,
7 days because it's only the ones during
It's
the.
only those ones. So once we update this, if they're not working those
Oh,
10
not
hour,
seven.
10-hour
Yeah.
shifts the whole
it's
year,
summer
then it would
ones.
just be for
It's the summer
seven of
ones.
those holidays. The other ones would be
Well, but they
fixed
don't all
with their
fall on- they
schedule.
don't all fall on their week.
No, the summer, they're working 8,
I mean-
4 tens. So it's the
then
summer
they would
holidays
get-
we need
so
to
it
fix, because the
depends
winter
on
holidays, they're already
when-
working
When
8.
they're working,
they'll-
so if it's like this
Oh, I
past
see.
one,
Okay.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
right
So
now
should
they're
we
working.
put something in the
the
memo?
4/10.
So-
Departments must
year round.
adjust
Once they
hours
adjust it back
to
to
per
this,
holiday
There'd
pay.
only be 7 of those holidays.
So
that it's an
honestly,
issue.
Actually, it's not 7 holidays, because the 7 holidays are what falls in the winter when they are working 5/8. In the winter, when they're working 5/8, those holidays are fine. It's the ones in the summer when they work the 4/10s. Like right now, the guys are should, according to this, they're gonna work up to 8-hour shifts until April 14th?
But are you doing 8?
But Steph, say they have some catastrophic stuff that happens that summer, they got a lot of rain, so maybe just
Supposed to be
basically
8-hour shift.
flex the weeks that there's.
Okay.
Yep,
That's
flex the
fine.
weeks and the holidays. So it would be based on 8 hours. And the,
Well, I think it should be based on per department done. Like she was saying, hours will be adjusted per department, per seasonal hours or something like that. You know,
so the guys will get paid 10 hours of holiday pay on, let's see, 1, 2, I guess in the summer it's 3. They only have 3 holidays in the summer where they're working
But-
10-hour
but-
shifts.
But yeah, but
So
then,
it'd just be those
I think
3.
what Josh is saying, they'd get paid for the 8 hours, but they'd have to make.
no, they would get paid for the 10 hours, but they'd only be working 30 hours.
30.
Right,
Yeah,
but,
because they're only working they'd only work 3 10s.
But
They would get-
The fourth day, which would be a holiday,
Yeah,
you'd get paid 8 hours of holiday.
yeah,
Then you'd have to make up the 2 hours.
if they wanted their 40.
Yep.
yeah,
But at the same time, what he's saying is he's saying that we're working 4 10s. So, we're only paying the guys for 30. And then when they get paid that day off, they're getting paid up to 40. Is that correct?
right. So correct. Right now, currently, they're getting paid 10 hours for the day they're off.
Yeah.
And when they used to be 8, when they were 8-hour days.
Yeah.
So the concern was, are we gonna leave it 8 hours all year round? Is the concern is like, because, well, we did just update this.
Yeah.
So this states during the season that they are working 10s, which is the 3 holidays, which is Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Labor Day. Right? what is it, November?
April 15th to like November.
Juneteenth.
And, yep, Juneteenth. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5 because November,
No,
actually
be-
November 11th for Veterans Day, they are actually still working the 4 10s. So I have, what did I say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. So you have 5 holidays where they're working 4/10s. So are we going to give them the extra 2 holidays, the extra 2 hours per holiday more than anybody else? And then just give them the 8s during the rest of them? Because it needs to be clarified. And if you think about it, when I figured 4/10s, if you paid them 10 hours of all the holidays of the year, the road department is getting 31.25 hours of holiday paid off
Versus the,
versus the, 93.75 versus 125. And it used to not be that way, but it changed when they started working 4/10s all year round. So then the expectation is the 10-hour holiday. So we need to clarify it and to what it is. And like Lauren said, give them the 8-hour holiday and then they can do the flex time on a different days to make up the 2 hours. Whether they skip a lunch or whether they work an hour later or come in an hour earlier to make up for that in the summertime.
That's what I'd like to do.
You guys, want to make the decision, so. all
Okay.
5 of you.
But what I'll do with that, we're gonna chew on that one.
Yep.
And I will modify this with some verbiage
Okay.
and we'll bring it back.
Sounds good.
Okay, can I keep this?
Mhm.
Okay.
good, okay.
Okay, sick leave benefits. Same issue on the sick leave benefits. Because currently, right now, the road is taking 10 hours of sick leave because they're working 4 10-hour days. When before they used to be working 8. So to modify that, I did put in here up to 8 hours. Up to 8 hours. And when people take, and you can
So
use-
this would be on the other end of it where they wouldn't use, so like the road department, when they're working 10-hour days, they would only have to take 8 hours of deducted of their sick leave. Is that what this is saying?
So that's what I'm discussing. That's why I
Okay,
don't know.
That's, I was just making.
Because right now it states that every month, everybody earns 1 day, 1 day per month of sick.
That's what I use. 8
So-
hours, 8 hours of sick. They get every month.
That's not right because right
8 hours
now,
of Sick every month, and then when they take a sick day off, they get 10 hours of sick.
okay, so they only accumulate.
Usually not 10 hours.
Okay,
Only accumulating.
You're only going
Okay.
off of what they have saved
up to 8 hours. So then we're currently following this. So for me, saying up to 8 hours is perfect.
You're still giving them just the 8, but if they take, doing the 4/10s or whatever, you're still basing it off what they have
You're
stored up and everything else.
Tracking 10 hours out of theirs.
Sick time, which is only accumulated 8 hours. Perfect. Which this will be good for when the software starts doing it itself on the pay software. But okay, so this one, since we are currently doing this is just to clarify exactly how many hours they are to accumulate are to accrue per month, because it says 1 day per month. But I want to say up to 8 hours so everybody knows that it's per month, you're only going to earn 8 hours. So this one's an easy one. Can I get a
I'll
motion
make a
to approve
motion
this?
To accept this.
Motion by Rod. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Josh. Any more discussion on that? Any discussion? Any discussion barring none? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Okay, so pay dates is the next one. This is how the pay periods run. The 1st through the 15th is paid on the 16th. The 16th through the 31st is paid on the 1st. The only discrepancy that we have, which is perfect, it was perfect back when we wrote checks, because you were here on the 1st, everybody gets your time cards in, but in the morning, I can write a check to everybody, pick up your checks by whatever time. But now it's 2026, everybody has direct deposit. So to run payroll, Sam has to have the time cards in early. So we are processing payroll before the pay periods are completed. Before people have to, for the do the time cards. And then in turn, let's say people get sick or take a day off in the last couple of days of that pay period, she will adjust it on the next pay period, which there's a huge much of discrepancy on that. Because if you want to see what people actually worked, you have to pull 3 pay periods to see what they are, because the last 2 days of the current pay period are a guesstimate of what they're going to work. And by God, I hope they never quit, because they'll be paid for the last couple of days in that pay period when they quit. So with that, to correct that, I propose that we move the pay dates to the 5th and the 20th, which is 4 days, move it 4 days. That allows the whole pay period to be completed, and it allows Sam a day or two to process the payroll. And with the new time clock software that we're working on, it defeats the purpose of having a time clock software if Sam has to go in and add everybody's hours in for the last 2 dates anyways, which technically that is not correct way to run payroll, is to process it before the pay period's done. So that was my proposition, is to move it then.
How long would you wait before would you give everybody time to get?
With this, if I could just kind of sneak in here, I'm currently getting training on the whole time clock system. 2 of the offices are kind of working with it and stuff like that. So we can kind of bring suggestions to you. I hope to get everybody on the time clock system here at I'm not sure the time frame that they're kind of thinking, but soon. And so I do want to just have employees on the time clock system for just a little bit. So as we run through, and then implement these changes at a later time, just so that we're not making all of these changes to an employee where it's like boom, 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 boom. But when I did have a call with the programmers on Thursday, she recommended doing biweekly payrolls. Then you have a set number. It's always 10 days. It makes it very easy for payroll balancing purposes. It makes it very easy for employees to kind of know how much they are going to be receiving. It's the same amount. And so I was going to have further conversations with her on that, but I wanted to kind of see what your guys' thoughts are with. I don't know what the right answer is, but she did say that, by the way that things are operating right now with those extra 2 days, I do process payroll 2 days before. I would have to manually enter those hours into the system.
And even if you did it biweekly, you're not paid the very next day. You are paid a few days afterwards to give you time to process it. So to me, either way, we need to have enough space between the end of the period and the pay date to give Sam to be able to process payroll.
She did say to get the leg on that, the leg time on that one, so.
When you see if you go bi-weekly, then you're paying 52 hours a year.
Right.
Rather than the 48.
So
it's not monthly, it's weekly.
if you pay bi-weekly, that's every other week. That just means that some months you end up being paid 3 times in a month. And I think it was like 2 months or 3 months of the year.
That's all I'm saying.
So there would be 26 payrolls over the 24 payrolls. So there would just be 2 extra.
There'd be 2 extra ones on a month that it doesn't matter to us. It doesn't matter to me.
It's the same hours.
Yeah, but how about for the people that are kind of scheduled for payments at the bank or
Oh, we
whatever?
would definitely have to give at least a month's notice so everybody can change their ACHs, because I have everything on ACH and I would have to call everybody to change when my automatic withdrawals are being done. So regardless if we change it, whether we just change the pay dates currently or move it bi-weekly, I am not opposed, but we just need to change the pay date either way.
Yeah.
Well,
I was just thinking,
I don't have any preference myself, except when I was working, I like to be paid at the end of the month, because that's the way it's kept. But I think if I had a suggestion, I'd say bring in the employees and see what they need, rather than sitting here and making that for them. Because sometimes you'd be paid on Wednesday and sometimes, whatever.
So this would be every other Friday. And so then I would just adjust everybody's when they have to have their pay sheets in for that pay period would be that Monday.
Yeah.
For the,
anyway. It doesn't make
No,
any
it would
difference. It doesn't make any
you would be able
difference
to
to
do the
me.
pay date, you'd give a whole entire week.
yes.
So the first 2 weeks of the month will be paid on the 3rd week. And then the last 2 weeks will be paid on the next week. So it's still, you don't have 2 days after payroll. I think this one, to me personally, this system works just fine. The 1st, the 15th, and the 16th, the 31st works just fine. I just think it just needs to be moved 4 days so that it gives Sam time to process it. And
The 4th and the 5th.
Right,
Or not the 4th and the 5th,
Work
but
for
5th
you?
and the 20th.
the 5th and 20th.
I did, so my programmers, like I said, do the bi-weekly, so they did send me the schedule.
Yeah,
She,
no,
she
I
was
know I
kind
was
of.
there.
So instead of getting paid
Yep,
that
yep. So
following
she
Monday, you
was
get paid
kind
that
of
Friday
talking
instead.
about, how that
Or
works and
whatever
that she
else.
can kind of
Would
help me
you-
with that process. I do have her schedule as to when timesheets need to be approved and they use the same program that we are getting implemented. So I mean,
Would it help if we put it off till 2 weeks and let you figure out what you need?
yep. So if this one, we can just kind of chew on this one, that would be cool.
Yep, we could talk about it again in a month.
Yeah, that just
Yep,
thinking if for the auditor, if she got her head squared away to what we need, it might be rather than, so you sitting over there commenting.
okay, so the next one, inclement weather. Okay, so with the inclement weather right now, it doesn't say anything about, because we decided a while ago that if it's really stormy outside, we can close the building. And what we do need to know is that our current increment weather shows that if they decide to take a day off because of bad weather, like let's say, I say Christy because she lives out of town. Let's say Christy can't come in because it's stormy, but the rest of the crew can make it to work. She's like, hey, Kelly, I'm not coming in. She has the option to be able to take vacation for that day if she wants to. But what about if we force the courthouse to close? I shouldn't say force, but it's a storm day and and we agree that, hey, we should close it, whether it's 2 hours opening late or whether it's we leave early or close it for the whole entire day. What do we do for the pay for the staff? There's 2 options. Should we pay the employee for the day because we're not allowing them to work because of the storm? Or we should do the same as the increment weather that they have the option to be able to use sick or use vacation for that day that they can't come to work. Open for discussion on that. 2 options.
What did everyone else do? I mean, I get your point, but at the same time, it's what do a lot of counties do, or what does the state do to adjust for that to where they have less issues?
Okay, we can make a phone call or two to different counties, be like Nelson County and Steele. Hey, what do you guys do when you close your doors? If it's storming, you close your doors, do you pay the people to stay home? Because I mean, they're forced to stay home. We already budget for them for the payroll. I mean, I could be devil's advocate on all this the whole entire time. I can also be the other side and say, hey, oh, you're not working. Why am I paying you? But I'm also saying, hey, you can't come to work. I'm forcing you not to work. You would have came to work otherwise and been paid. Is it fair for me to force you to stay home because of the storm and not pay you?
What do each one do?
But in that situation, like if for my office, my deputy lives in town, if we force the courthouse to be closed and she's got, vacation time, that she's ready to go on vacation and now I'm forcing her to take that vacation time for not coming in, but I'm saying you can't come in.
Right.
Well, that's why I just want to talk to other counties.
Other counties?
How do they do it versus, because with less discrepancies, what have they tried in the past and what has caused the most discrepancies, stuff like that? Just like where I'm at, we're not, we're hourly employees. You don't work those hours, you don't get paid. You got to use your vacation, but obviously personal is different than government, you
Yep.
know?
Yep.
Well, that's how a lot of places do it. You don't show up to work, you don't get paid. You want those hours, you use vacation time or whatever else.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I do understand that you can't show up due to weather and it makes things very difficult.
Right.
So it'd just be nice to kind
When I
of,
worked for the state, we were paid by the month. And if you couldn't come in, you still got your monthly pay and.
were you salaried?
Hmm?
Were you salaried?
Yeah, yours were
Paid by the month,
salaried.
Salary.
Salary's a
you're
lot different
salaried.
because they have it automatically figured in regardless.
Yep.
Actually a lot easier.
Yeah. The only people that it affects is our 4 deputies, I'm sorry. We have 4 deputies here that it affects, that if we close the building, they're not gonna get paid.
No.
So is it, and of course you have it, is it fair to them? Is it, but we'll make phone calls, we'll put that on the next one. You're welcome for me reviewing the policy handbook. I'm not done. So, the next slide is in lieu of health benefit package. Sam and I did make a phone call this year to Blue Cross Blue Shield, and it wasn't a good fit to to change our vacation or our current health insurance. And we'll keep reviewing it every year, even though we might not change it, but we'll do our due diligence and we'll look into it. But for this year, it's not worth changing it because we're in the 2-year span where it's going to be the exact same rate for the 2026 and 2027. So it's not worth changing it. And it is the cat's meow of a plan. And it would cost more because the minute we get out of where we have the single plus dependent and family plan or single and family plan, and we start going individually cost by base by age, well, it's going to cost us more because we have an older group of employees that currently pays $640 a month we pay $644. That's gonna be like $1,200 if we go by the base of age. So it wasn't worth changing. Anyways, it was brought also to my attention the possibility of in lieu of benefits on the medical side. The county does pay for medical insurance. Dental and vision is up to the employee to pay their own side if they want to. If the employee wants to opt out of the insurance and not take it, because we do have a few that would be interested in doing so, they would get a $1.75 increase in pay. So if you take that, let's say if they're full-time, 20, 80, 40 hours a week, that's the max hours we work here. That would be $3,640 a year. And I forgot to ask Sam, how much does it cost a month for health insurance?
900 and
Let's even just say 900.
Yeah.
900 times 12, it's 10,800 to pay for somebody's insurance for 1 year. Yeah. Yes, so chew on this, I don't expect an answer today, but that is an option to offer that to employees, that if they don't want to take insurance, they can get a pay increase of that. The downside of that is, and I'm be devil's advocate on that, I used to offer this at working in Etta Parkview. And then we have people who start out not taking insurance because they don't need it, but then suddenly they do need it. And to do that, you have to take that $1.75 away. And they're like, well, I don't want to lose my pay to get that benefit. But they don't like that thought, but that's the form that they signed stating that they will go in lieu of benefits and they agree upon this, but
You'd have to basically say this is your option, but there's stipulations behind it.
Yep, there is a form they sign.
But like personally to me, what the rate things cost and how medical bills are, it don't hurt to have extra insurance. That's my personal opinion, because I tell you what, I've heard a lot of people say that like I know people who had health insurance, something happened, their health insurance have kicked on stuff, but whatever they didn't cover, their secondary health insurance kicked in. Now, I'm not saying all of them do that or they still do that, but I've heard of that in the past, that insurance companies have done that and really helped them out.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that are on Medicare. They have Medicare and they have a supplement plan. And so this one, they don't ever touch the benefit at all because their Medicare and supplement paid 100% of everything. So they're like, hey, I'd rather take the pay rather than having the third insurance that I'm not using.
So this whole thing might be moot because Sam got some information from PERS.
I did talk to PERS a while ago. An employer cannot provide additional compensation to an employee in lieu of taking the health insurance. Members can cancel their health insurance with ND PERS at any time, but the employer cannot pay additional to the employee for not taking the benefit, is what ND PERS says.
Okay.
Oh, points mute then.
Right. I knew that they couldn't pay for their supplement insurance, but I wasn't aware they couldn't give in lieu of benefits
That's
to.
state or is that law?
That's with PERS.
That's
what.
with our
that's
current
just what
insurance
PERS
company.
Okay.
I thought there was something, that's why I had you check, because I thought that had been discussed before and I thought that was the situation, but I didn't remember.
Yep, well, we can throw that one out the door then.
Okay, next slide. I brought it up. It was brought to me. I brought it up. Now, time clock. This is stuff that we need to work on the policies on the time clock. We have not gotten that far yet. There are some questions on there to where does the county pay by minute, or does it have a rounding factor with the time clock? And to be honest, I as for hearing how tough Sam is having with the time clock software and how much she doesn't like it and it's not going well, I'm almost considering the fact of pursuing to give quotes to outsource the time, our processing payroll altogether. I talked to Sam the other day on it and she's like, this software is terrible. We don't like it. It's awful. And I do have software that we do like that. I mean, of course, there's a learning curve on everything, but
I did get
Um,
additional training on that Thursday with the actual programmers. They're showing me the backside of it. They're showing me all this other stuff. So that's the part that I was missing with how this is all going. But we are having issues with it. Every single time you have to, it'll time you out and you don't know you're timed out. And so when you clock out, you think you've clocked out, but you haven't clocked out because you've been timed out on the other side. So there's just things that we have to kind of go through or whatever, but you can continue on.
so my Annette at Parkview, and of course I go back to what I currently do, because that's what I know. We outsource our payroll with a company out in Fargo, which is fantastic. We like it. It's it's cost effective. They do everything. They do take care of all the direct deposit. They take care of the quarterly taxes. They take care of the W-2s. Everything's electronic. We will have to get, if you do this route, you have to get a different software to do the time clock. You know, the clocking in and out software, can't use the CPT clock. Time clock wouldn't be compatible with it. But it is a nice Windows-based software that is nice and clear and concise. And I can look into it if you guys would like me to, or do you want to muddle through this current software and see where it's at? But
I personally think we should stick to what we got and try to make
Okay.
it work, because that just sounds like a conflict. That if we're, I understand we gotta make updates and everything, but we also have to find lines where we gotta stop.
okay. Okay, and then, so my next question to Sam is, how was the time clock? Is it 7 minutes rounding factor or is it paying by the minute?
As far as I know, it's paying by the minute. It's
And then you'll just do the rounding.
It's by seconds. I mean, it'll tell
Does
me.
it round?
It'll tell me exactly how many seconds when you punched in.
Okay.
Okay, so when you process payroll, do you get paid by 7? Does it round to 7.5 hours, 7:45, 7:15? I can ask it later.
I
I'll-
will look into that
Basically does a roundup per,
because it
10
is
or
giving
15
me, it
minutes.
is giving me those other hours on the other side. So Yeah.
Annette, we pay by the minute by minute. Whatever minute you work, the minute you get paid, there, we took out the rounding factor. So, but I was just wondering if we're doing minute by minute or the rounding factor. Both are great. Both work fine. It gives people leeways when they come in late or go in early. You know, so then you don't, if you come in 7 minutes before, it's going to round you to, you know, anything before 7 o'clock, 5 minutes before 7 o'clock, it's gonna clock you in, you're gonna clock in at 7 o'clock. If you leave at 7:35 or 37 or 7:38, it'll bump you to 7:45. That's kind of factor. Okay,
does it?
I got
round
a
back down
question
though?
just out of, I mean, because somewhere along the line, where that might. I'm not. If your clock, I mean, you're gonna clock, well, the question I got is, are we paid by the month or by the hour for their permanent employees?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, is our pay,
Elected officials, you mean?
They're by the month.
elected officials are exempt, so they flat rate, they get paid
They get paid this much for the year.
for the
yeah,
year.
that's what I'm.
But the deputies and the road guys are hourly.
Are you thinking about giving overtime to elected?
What? Did you need overtime? No, my point is,
light
okay, are the elected ones gonna be clocking in or not?
Well, I think they should, just to show that they're there.
It's easy for payroll processing too, because then you always have a tracking clock of your
Well,
time.
okay, if you did that,
It would be, so if we do that, it gets overrode by the salary amount. So I have a base or a salary in there, so this time clock will override my time clock or my time
okay,
sheet.
if you work less than that, do you get paid less than that?
No, I would get my
And
salary.
if you work more hours, do you get paid more?
Yeah, no.
But it
that's all I'm
should,
getting at.
but it still should always keep track of your hours you did work,
Well,
right,
that-
when you're processing the payroll.
She should call and.
By century code, we don't have to, right? Correct? I'm sorry. I shouldn't talk legally. That
Yeah,
was
we
my
don't have-
legal opinion.
Yep.
But as far as I know, we elected officials, we are exempt from all of that. We don't get vacation time. We don't get sick time. We don't,
No,
We-
I'm just,
we don't have to punch a time clock. But
But you do.
they could.
okay,
Yep.
that's all
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
getting at.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
personally think they should, so that way there's on record, so if anybody questions it or argues against it, we have something on file that says, yes, they are working.
But they don't.
Or at least something that says they are working, you know what I mean?
So I think it's a CYA for everybody. I've done it since I started here. I have just kept track of the time on a calendar and it's, I don't know, this thick by now. But I think it's a good idea for elected officials to do it.
Like to clock
she-
in when you're physically in the office, I think, yeah.
You know, I understand if you're out on call or whatever else, I get that. But what I'm saying is that way we have records saying, hey, these guys are here, they're working their 8 hours or they're doing their job. Here's proof of it, that's why.
In the office.
in the office.
In the office or, you know, whatever else. And I understand when you're in the field or whatever else, or get called out, it's hard for you to do that. But is there any way you could at least document it saying, hey, we were out?
No,
this-"
I think it's a good idea to do it in,
Yeah,
to show you're here.
Well, and actually, when you log into your system on your sheriff's field,
Yeah.
doesn't it automatically log in? When you,
Well, yeah,
on the
for us,
computer-
but
in
if you're
computer,
supposed to be here,
I
I
know.
think you should be here and
Yeah.
clocking in.
yeah.
We would have zero issues.
Yeah, I just want full transparency to taxpayers, so that way they're saying, you know, on this date, were they here? You know, we're paying them to work, here's our proof that they're working, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. And someone says, so-and-so's never there. We can be like, hey, we got a comment that so-and-so's not, you're never here. What's your try? Oh yeah, look at that. Kelly worked 42 hours this last week, as a matter of
Yeah.
fact, you know. What you didn't see is that she came in, she
Early.
came in early
Early,
or I've seen her before, come
Or
being
your
here at
car-
7 o'clock at
car
night because she's
wasn't
got
here.
jury duty the
Someone's
next day.
looking for-
Or at court.
Sometimes we won't.
I just want transparency,
Or
so if
Stephanie
anybody
learned on
tries to
Thursday,
argue against it or
You don't have
whatever.
to be in the office to work for 8 hours because you could be getting phone calls every day.
Have
That's
we
what
ever had
happens to me a
anybody
lot.
that
Yeah.
asked about the hours, Steph?
Huh?
Well, yeah.
Have
but
we
I
ever
don't
had
get phone
anybody
calls
come in and
because
check to
if
see if
I went on
anybody's
phone
working?
calls,
I mean,
I
I
would
just.
ever be
Yeah.
here.
yeah.
Yeah, we
I
have.
don't
But if we
think
ever
that's-
get audited or, you know, or
Oh,
if
so the phone-
somebody asks for a records request,
I
they're
think
gonna
you should
want
be
to
in
know
office
stuff
if
like
you're in
that.
office.
And
If I went
I
off
think
phone
we
calls,
should be able to have
I wouldn't
something in
work for 10
place
years,
to
'cause I
provide
would
saying,
already
hey,
have-
these people are,
You know what I
when
mean?
Well, I
they're
worked
here,
yesterday last
they are
night.
Then
working.
told the
Texted me.
public
and they're
by
getting
not
paid
But
for it.
being, you
But
know,
it does though, because I can't do
Can-
something else.
my opinion's gonna be
Okay.
different.
Hold on. Can we let the commissioner talk first?
Yep.
Hey, Josh,
No,
carry
no,
on.
it's fine. I'm just, all I'm saying is as long as there's some kind of documentation saying that, yes, we are paying our deputies or elected officials or whatever else, we have documentation saying, yes, they are working the hours that we are paying them. That's all I care about. So if we ever get audited or somebody comes and does a records request or whatever, we have proof of that. That's all I'm saying, is I want some kind of proof saying, yes, we are paying them. And here's proof that they are working because they're getting paid.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
That is good for deputies.
Yeah.
But like I said, elected officials are exempt from
Okay.
that. But like, so if you get an open records request or anything like that, I'm not saying
No,
that I'm
no,
not
I
here or working the hours. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But like, we don't, if we're not gonna be, if we get audited, the audit would be fine because we
Okay.
are exempt from that.
Okay.
That's all I was.
I just want it, so somebody comes in and says, like you said,
It's,
Yeah.
they're not here. Why are we paying them if they're not here? Is
Yeah.
it that way we can pull up a record saying, yes, they are here. They were probably just not here. They were away when you showed up, but
Mm-hmm.
here's a list of records or here's a list of hours saying, hey, yep, they were here. They were doing their job. No question.
That's what the
it's
client.
still nice for
client thought.
accountability.
Yeah.
Now, on what Amberly and Jamie were discussing is that those who get phone calls and such at home, like Amberly's not always in her office, Jamie's not always in the office. My personal thought on that is you don't have to always be in the office to get your work done, because I can
Yeah.
do a lot of work from home. However, the downfall is, the key question is your work getting done? You know, is your work getting done by not being in the office? Is that, or is your absence noticed? That's my only concern with working from home and not being in the office.
And I just
but
want transparency
can-
on it. If somebody ever asks about it, I just want transparency, whether you're out on call or gets a call or whatever else.
Yep,
There's just proof saying, hey, yep, you know, I went on this call, or hey, I went and did this, or, you know, let's say she's in her office and she marks it down. Okay, yep, no problem.
yep,
Can I
You're-
comment on this?
Okay,
yep.
I would like to say I do get a ton of phone calls at home.
and I
And
believe
it
it.
would probably be enough to work my whole year of hours.
Yeah.
But as a sheriff, I don't think that's right for me not to be in my office.
Okay.
Or out in public and
Right.
visible to people
Yeah.
to come and say, well, I'm not gonna talk to you because I have my hours.
Yeah.
Correct.
Like,
Yep.
I
No.
think it's still important. That's the
Yeah.
job we're there
And-
for, is
Yeah.
to I have to take calls 24 hours a day. Not complaining because that's what I'm elected for, but I still feel like I have to be here to help people, to
Yeah,
be with people face to face than always, nope, she's not here.
And that's
She's not here.
and that's,
She's
No.
not here.
I know, but you always get somebody who always looks at stuff like that, or they're trying
Well,
to.
you should, I think
yeah.
your face should
But-
be.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is there's always somebody trying to find a loophole, and I just don't want to create any
Oh,
further
yeah.
issue.
Well, there's always somebody coming in for every office.
Yeah,
You know, that's why we had a conversation as department heads and said, you know, it would be nice if people, if they weren't full-time, they had scheduled days that they were here. You know, so the citizens know this person is here these days of the week. They know when they can come in, like
Yeah.
Dennis. Dennis is here
Yep,
2
certain days.
Thursdays a month.
Correct.
And the
That's
public
right.
knows that. If
Yep.
something happens and he can't come in, he usually emails me and I put up a note or, you know, something like that is, I think like your point too, is like, yes, you can still be elected, but or whatever.
We have some of
you know,
those
is you
situations, like
have
with
to
our
be
tax
there.
director. You know, there's a lot of people that are coming in trying to talk to her and she's not here. Not saying that she's not working because she's doing all that stuff from home and from Bismarck.
Yep.
But that's not face to face with citizens here. And so like if we could,
And we address that and.
Yep.
Now we have something in.
This year of hours.
I think
don't
she
care.
tries, she
I-
tries to come up.
Right.
she's
But
gonna
she's
she's
gonna
gonna get something just like Dennis has on her door, that she's gonna be here on this date and this date at this time to this time and whatever. And we do have a Dropbox for her now, but that's kind of where that,
And actually, she's been here a few times on, we have commission. She's been in our
Mhm,
office.
yep.
Commission day.
Mhm.
Yep.
Which is nice that the public actually is finally realizing we now do have a tax director and actually wants to talk to one, because we haven't had one for 7
We get
years.
calls and we get emails and people come in.
Yeah.
I'm
so
just
it's
saying,
nice
I
that
don't
we have
think that's a
somebody.
road we wanna go down, because if I started using that. Kelly could start using that, cause I have to call her on weekends and nights and whatever, she could start using that. Sam could start using that, oh.
Amber
I
texted
called
me
you,
last
oh,
night.
you're rolling. Yeah, I did. Bug you last night. I just think that's a slippery slope, even though we are elected.
Mhm.
So I guess I'll make the argument for myself. I was originally hired to work 12 hours a week. So if the county wants me to be here every hour that the courthouse is open, that's gonna be a significant cost to the county. I can't work.
You're
40
not on
hours
the
a week.
same thing as an elected official?
Yeah, I'm an
Yeah.
elected official.
So
but
how are
we're-
you hired for certain hours?
Well, I
That
mean,
was when it was
that's,
Foster County, when Foster.
well, I mean, generally, that's kind of what I try to keep is 12 hours a week. That was when it was not necessarily Nelson. That's what the agreement was for Marina,
What,
prior to that. So generally I've tried to keep around 12 to 16 hours, as long as I get my work done. If I have to work more, I work more. But what I guess the point that I'm trying to get at is I make $56,000 a year as a part-time estates attorney. If people are going to expect me to be in here for 40 hours a week, I can't do that because I can't make my living off of $56,000 a year. And with people expecting me to be in here, if you were to go look at other states attorneys that are working that same amount of time, that's $140,000 to $150,000 a year job.
well, I think as elected official, I think there isn't any hours based on there.
No, there isn't.
There isn't any hours at all based on it. The
Isn't it by
contract.
Century code, we only have to be here once a
Once a month,
once a
really is
month,
what it
yeah.
is.
As long as our work is getting done.
Right. Right.
well, as long as there's proof, that's all I care about. I just don't want anybody coming in and raising a fit,
Right.
something like that and saying, well, they're not getting their work done or they're not here or whatever else, it's like, well,
My salaried staff punch in and
Yeah.
out just because, well, just for payroll
and
purposes.
I'm not saying you guys aren't, I know you guys are,
But-
cause you guys do a great job, don't get me wrong, it's just, there's always somebody out there that wants to know full transparency or has got questions or whatever else, or looking to find something to haul against the
Right, so
county.
what's the answer right now if someone would come into you and say Amber's never around? What-
I could say, call her, I mean, you could talk to other people, I don't know.
You're a little different though, because your job isn't. You're,
Kelly's never around.
yeah, right, because you're
What-
not in an
whatever.
office position, because you're in the face the whole time. Now Kelly, when
So
Kelly,
say.
Kelly is an office person.
But she's never here, so then what do we do?
Right.
Because she's elected.
And see,
Yeah.
that I don't
What-
know, and
I'm
that's
just
what I
asking,
mean.
What's the,
And I don't have an answer for that. I honestly don't. All I know is that there's always somebody looking to create problems or somebody that wants to just randomly come in and say, we don't think you guys are doing your job. Do you have proof of
I
it?
think the question would be, if Kelly's not here, then how is she
Well-
keeping her door open
Wait, hang on,
during the office hours?
but that's why we have a deputy for, guys.
And if
Right?
the
You follow what I'm
deputies,
saying?
and if the
that's their-
deputy's working
Yeah.
there and Kelly's not there and we're paying two people, then why do we have a deputy when the deputy could do it by herself full time? And we're paying two people for the deputy to do all the work? Then you
Maybe,
get rid of
maybe
the-
I'm pushing this way out. to be
I know,
more
it's, the
complicated than
discussion
it
has
is.
gone out to, but it's a good discussion. It
Yeah.
really is. It is.
I just don't want anybody to ever think we're trying to hide anything from you.
Right.
Is all I
You
care
know,
about.
Well-
The other thing is all of our computers are earmarked. I have a program that every single tab, every location
you.
I go in that
Tracks
program,
you.
if there's, everything's
Yeah.
earmarked down to the second of everything I do.
Yeah.
When we log in, I mean, if you really wanted to push, if you really had an issue.
Yeah.
You can always go by that too, but I mean, I
Right.
don't have a problem
Well,
pushing it either way. I
it-
don't care.
Where this comes up, and Josh said the same thing too, is that the people come up during noon hour. And, we're closed from 12 to 1.
Yep.
So like I try to get their business done between that noon hour, you know how that's saying,
But it's not just that. You get all these, you see videos like auditors, people recording, going up to auditors saying, I want a records request. This is what I want, I want to prove that you guys are doing your job. I'm not saying that is or isn't gonna happen, but there's always somebody
Mhm.
that might walk in that's saying, hey, I want to prove that you guys are doing your job.
what you have a time clock for?
Yeah, whether it's a time clock.
But
or
even a time
whatever.
clock wouldn't say that you're doing your job. I mean, I could
No.
punch a time clock and sit and watch Netflix all day.
Yeah.
I mean, whether that time, like punching that time clock is not saying that I'm getting my job done, but I can show you that I'm getting my
Yeah.
job done.
No, I know.
But
You know,
just-
Josh, as far as your thing too, one thing that we started doing is, when we go to the mail,
Yeah.
we put on a note. If
Okay,
I have to leave, like Christie's off that day, I had something that came up, I had to go to the doctor, I had to go to clinic. I will put a sign up. I try to do something.
Yeah.
If people need to come at the noon hour, we've stayed open later. You
Okay.
come.
and that's fine.
So
I
if
just-
somebody calls. you,
As,
you're
as
like,
long
"Hey,
as something
wait."
is in
Yeah.
place that where you guys
We've just
accumulate for
been-
that or whatever else,
We've just
that,
been-
that, yeah. And I'm perfectly okay with that. I just don't want nobody to come
Because
after us.
inevitably, the phone will.
I just want to be
ring,
fully
so-
transparent.
Of course
and
it
not
will.
have any issue.
Always. It
Always
will
does
not
that.
ring.
That's
Always
exactly.
I,
step away.
Or when you're on the phone and then your
Yeah.
other phone is ringing
Ring,
and
yeah.
it's like,
You know, I
There
had
are
a-
two lines, they
Uh,
will ring at the same time.
I did have a suggestion as far as the lunch went, is to modify your lunch from 12 to 1 be 12:15 to 1:15. Because if somebody else in town, if their lunch ran at 12, they had 15 minutes to come by and see you. I mentioned that before, but like Kelly said, if somebody needs to come to town and they really need to come see me, they can call me. I'll wait.
So the other issue that we have is there's days and it alternates, Jamie can verify, so can Amber. We will have court until noon and we will have court start at 1. Master calendar days, we have court. If I don't have anybody in the office, I can't say somebody will be there. If I
Right.
have to be elsewhere. It just doesn't, because we've tried that staggering, we've tried all of those. And if you don't have a full-time person, and also, like I said, we will have court until noon and court start again at 1. It just, if I say the public will always be open for this first 15 minutes, or somebody will always be there, I can't uphold that.
Yeah.
It's just not something that we can do.
But if you got like you said, state and you do it, if you got proof that, okay, I wasn't in, here's why I wasn't in, which like you said, you're in court or whatever else. There you go. You got proof and then nobody can argue it. So,
Okay.
How about our county road superintendent now. He's not full-time, so I mean, he's not elected, he's hired.
Mhm.
So what do we do with him?
Is Wayne's salary or hourly?
Are you paid by the month or by the hour?
Well, then he would have to pump time clock then.
Yep, he punched time clock like everybody else.
And then if they call you
Well,
at
actually,
2 o'clock in the morning to go plow snow, you gotta.
I don't know.
Then you clock
I would-
in, or
I would
you at
salary
least,
that position
like you
myself.
said, you at least try and turn it out.
And you can, because at least it's legal term, it has to be salaried. It has to be a management position.
I'm not trying to make.
I mean, there's guys go out and check roads and stuff, and they don't turn any time in at all, but. You know, in the morning.
Yeah.
See if you're gonna have to plow snow
Yeah.
or. Go out with a pickup, check
Okay.
the roads.
All right, and the next, these slides are, this is how the time periods currently ran. Were they signing cards and such like that? I need to visit with Sam to see how it is to update it. So these last two slides are going to be an updated process on how you guys run your end of period payroll processing. And so I just threw in some words that I thought, that might work, but I don't know how the new process is going to be, so I can't, I have to sit down with Sam thing to find out how the payroll is going to be processed.
Hmm.
That is the end of the long time for Stephanie. And I do have some more things in the manual still to review, but we will not do it, they'll come on future dates. But we'll put that on
Good plan.
the next one. So how was that for a short discussion?
Yeah.
On the manual? You're
Probably
welcome.
made it more complicated.
I didn't
than
have
it
it.
was.
Great.
That's
And it's,
all I care about is transparency,
yep, I agree.
so.
Okay, next on the list is old courthouse, new
You have
courthouse.
the ballot measure.
Oh, the
that's
ballot
right.
measure. I'm sorry. Let's go over the ballot measure right now.
It is shared in your guys's file, the
Alright.
wording and everything that Jamie had sent to me. So I will literally copy and paste this onto the ballot. So if you see anything that you do not like, it needs to be in by today by 4 p.m.
It
Today
does,
is your deadline.
let me read it to you.
You can't put it on a screen, can you, Sam?
Yeah.
I sure can. Absolutely, I can.
In reading it, I would.
What do you
will
think,
let
Jamie?
Stephanie read it, but I think there should be a change.
Oh,
Okay.
well, let's have Jamie. You can read it, Jamie.
What do you think, Jamie?
This ballot measure, this is a ballot measure to determine how the county commission is elected. Griggs County currently elects county commissioners by district, and the commissioner must live in their district.
Correct.
And the question is, shall the Griggs County Commission be elected in an at-large election while requiring the commissioners to reside in their respective districts? Yes means you are voting in favor of the measure, no means you are opposed to the measure. I see there's a
Typo.
and in there. I guess
We will not put the yes and no's. The Secretary of State has their own. Yes means you approve this, no means you don't approve this. So the yes and no's would be taken out,
Okay,
just so you know.
so it'd be just yes or no then.
Yep, so the yes meaning is developed by the Secretary of State's office, so. So the wording would be exactly like the top. I would,
can you zoom it in a little bit?
absolutely can.
My thought was probably to maybe define things a little bit better, but
I like that. I think so too, because I think it almost is, yeah, if you would, please.
What you're saying basically for the big thing is that you understand that everybody can vote, you still have to be, each district has to be representative, each person, each, for me, I have to be represented from my district 4, person got to reside in there, but the whole county can vote for that person.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what you follow what I'm saying. It'd be a little more.
So commission would run by district, voted at large.
Yes,
Yeah.
a little more, What do
Okay.
you think, Jamie?
I think I can change that pretty easily.
You follow, a little more clarify.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
We have it in the book said it's actually,
come on.
how long they gotta be there? It's like 6 months, right? They gotta live there in that district for 6 months.
You have to
30
live within your district for 30
Yes.
days.
Okay.
Yep,
Is it 30 days?
30 days.
30 days.
Yep,
I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if it was actually
yep.
on file on that or not.
That's a qualified elector
Okay.
of that district. Yep.
Been in my district for 12 years, I think I'm fine.
You're gonna buy us lunch.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. Yeah, order Pizza Ranch.
That's what I heard.
That's what I heard.
I did.
So what is the change then?
It's working.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was you saying?
Basically, it's rewording it saying they will still have to live in the district, but they are allowed to be voted at large
Okay.
throughout the county.
You need to be
More step.
kind of,
You still have to represent that district and you still have to live in that district, but
yep.
the county itself can vote for you to be as a commissioner instead of
Yes.
just that district.
Yeah, sometimes when you read them, they're hard to understand. It's like, okay, I need more words. I need.
And we can publish something that explains it.
That'd be great.
Maybe this is just simpler. Shall the Griggs County Commission candidates be required to reside in the respective districts and be elected in an at-large election?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
That'll work.
that's better.
That's fine. Yeah.
And all you did was just change the words
Yep.
around.
Yeah.
Is there any way we can do something like that in the paper or is it not really worth it?
And I do,
So the
What-
paper is very good. So if we put anything in the paper, then we have to pay for that, you know,
Okay.
that
I just didn't know if you want,
publication or, you know,
or can we
putting
at least
that
put it
in.
on the website saying, hey.
But the paper is really good about doing up articles
Yeah.
of like,
They will
you
do
know,
that for-
like, so if somebody's running against you, they will do, you know,
Interviews.
an interview and kind of put that out there so that, you know, voters are able to have that,
Okay.
you know. So with this, I don't know that they will do an article, but
you can
I
ask
would,
them to run an article.
I would say that they would. You know, I always give them
Yeah,
the
we have to
ideas.
make sure that we don't, we aren't campaigning and.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
No, I
so,
just-
so
I just
I
wanted
do,
to do
I
an
do
article,
let them
but
know
I-
that these things are coming
I
and then
think that it would
they
be
kind of,
appropriate for it to be explained.
Yeah.
Because not everybody understands what an at-large election is or what
Mhm.
a district election is. So I think that we do need to inform voters. We
Okay.
need to remain neutral,
Mhm.
but I think that people should be informed.
They at least, especially too, if it's if it's gonna be an image or just at least explain that saying, in this midterms, in this election, this is what's gonna be on the ballot or added on there. You know,
But-
should we put into a
Or-
thing
or
that this will
can't we
take
do-
effect in 2028 so that, so, because this is gonna go on the June ballot so that people don't start up in arms if this does go through, why they're not being able to vote for those
Okay, so this is,
commissioners in November.
so this goes on to the June ballot
This-
or November
this will
ballot?
be on June.
This is in June.
Oh, this will go in June?
Yep, you guys approved this to go on the June
Oh, I thought it was
ballot
November. I thought.
No,
No.
this is on June.
But when do you need your stuff in by?
today at 4 PM.
Oh, so
Get cracking.
somebody wanted to.
If somebody wanted to run against you as sheriff, they have to have.
Know that we're doing this. No, I'm talking
No,
the commission.
Commissions, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this will not take effect until
Okay.
2028.
Yes,
Ah,
Yes.
correct.
So I'll send this to Sam and she can put it back up again.
Okay.
Should it be put in there to take effect on which date?
That's what I was just saying.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, that you're probably, yeah.
just so that people understand
And,
that they're not up in arms like, well, we voted and it went through, so why can't I vote for?
That's good.
In
That's
November.
a good, that's a good.
They would too,
You
and
will
I know I get upset callers even now when we are vote by district. Citizens are very upset. Well, why can't I vote for that commission? Well, you're not in that district. Well, they just don't understand. Did you send it?
This is a long meeting. It's not even budget season. Okay.
There we go.
Is that fun?
Shall the Griggs County Commission candidates be required
Yep.
to reside in their respective district and be elected in an at-large election. I don't have my glasses on, so sorry.
Looks good to me.
So the top is like this top description will also be on there too?
You could say no oppose, keep current status in or something like that.
Well, that's.
Nope, so the
no.
yes and the no are
There.
Okay.
pre-done for me.
Yep.
They're just
Right.
gonna say
You-
yes, no.
Yes means you approve the above, no means you don't
Yeah.
approve the
It's
above.
already done.
Yeah.
Oh, looks good to me, guys.
Should be a hyphen, I think, between at large and that should be it.
Yeah, you're right, Jamie.
Oh, sorry.
Good. Do we need to make a motion to approve this then?
Yes.
Okay,
I'll make the motion to approve this.
motion by Rod. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Josh. Any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Barring none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Oh,
You want nay?
Yep,
Okay.
okay,
whatever,
motion carried.
right.
All right, next, I believe, is old courthouse, new courthouse. Does anybody have anything on that?
I do.
Nope. Oh,
What do you got for us?
I'm on the board of Community Action, which is a nonprofit and from region at Jamestown, and we've taken over Grand Forks Region 6
Okay,
or 4, one of them. So we're now gonna operate both regions out of Jamestown. And we've just hired or rented a building in Grand Forks in order to start operations, but we don't have any equipment. So if we had any extra chairs that we don't need anymore, I would like to see if we could donate them to Community Action. The chairs that we brought out of here.
There is some beautiful chairs that you guys are right now sitting in, but we do have the old ones in,
where do you put them at?
back there.
we.
Oh, no, the big
No.
wheel ones.
Yeah, the big ones. Chad currently has them being stored in the, yeah, the little shop back there. I think he has all of them in there, but
Can we
And-
donate is my question. Can the county donate?
yes, you can donate. You donated one of those air conditioner units
Yeah,
to the,
Oh, yes.
movie theater board, so you are able to donate.
Excellent.
But then we wouldn't get that money back, you know, if we
Right.
put it to the vote, you know, or like a ad in the paper or something like that to sell the chairs, we could do that.
If you don't know what Community Action is, I'll just make a
We're,
little bit.
we're donating to a nonprofit organization. that
county
helps
actually
a lot
can't
of senior
donate.
citizens.
The county actually cannot donate even to a nonprofit. There is a section of code. I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah. Oh, Phil, and while he's looking, will you fill us in on what is community action?
Well, we're basically a nonprofit. Right now, we're running under about a $9 million budget.
Okay, what does it do?
We provide Head Start. Actually, it's not so much mainly they hire the teachers for Head Start in Jamestown and Valley City. And then we provide we can weatherize anybody that wants to provide from our counties can get housing assistance for basically we work with people that don't have funds. And it's very well, the audit is pretty well so that everything, the board checks every check that's written. So there's no, what do you want to say, fraud, like
Fraud.
Minneapolis or whatever.
Sure.
So, but they spend money on, basically, we will spend money on food banks. We'll help provide rent for people that can't afford it. But each person that wants to get services has to meet with a counselor.
So if somebody wants to participate in community action from Griggs County, who do we call? Do we have a representative here in Griggs
Yes.
County? You're the representative here in Griggs County?
I am, but we wouldn't
He's
call
the
it.
he's the commissioner on the board. He's the one that holds that portfolio.
Portfolio. Okay, yeah.
But if they called me, I'd give them the office number. They have to call the office and explain what they need. There are people in Cooperstown that are now being provided services from community action. So, I think if you ask me, I would say we have to have needs for people as if you're, one of the things is if you're issued a order to vacate, run quick to community action and they could provide the funds to keep you in your house
Okay.
or with rent or things like that.
So like, we deal with community action and they do a lot of like heating assistance or stuff like that.
But
Oh,
we pay for that. too.
But that's what I'm saying. You guys,
Yep.
like, if we go on a call and it's community action, we reach out to community action
Yeah.
and you guys.
Yeah,
take
and we
care of it.
pay you
Yep.
guys to do it.
Yeah, and it's a
Oh.
very beneficial to either people who don't have funds for their not just like what he was saying, but their fuel assistance,
Yep.
their repairs, everything else.
Haven't they done windows on houses at one point in time? Did they have a community
Well,
action?
we
where they
still
did
have it, but
windows?
we're out of funds now for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I remember that,
But-
that
But
they,
it's a very good organization that helps a lot of people out.
So
A lot of
that's,
families
that's
out,
what,
everything else.
and that, the reason I asked for it is we don't have furniture for, but if we had to put it out as a county, if we had to put it out for bids or something,
well, we do have those chairs that are sitting now in the old building, getting all smelly
Right.
from the old building.
what do you think,
We
Jamie?
can, if we can't donate, we can put that up to,
Well, it's either one or the other.
huh?
So typically, and I'm trying to find, I know there's an attorney general opinion, I just can't find it right now. Typically, counties are prohibited from donating to another nonprofit.
So what we'd have to do is sell it for like $1 or something like.
We'd have to put it on bids and sell it, I suppose, for,
Okay, 203.
but actually, if it's not worth, there's a value worth
Yeah.
that we have to,
$100.
it's $100.
Yeah, and it might even be more than that, but it can't be donated, but it can be sold.
It can be sold for
It
$1.
can be sold
whatever.
without.
Okay.
and
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know, I wanted to know the procedure.
Well, we'd be,
Cool.
do you want us to put you on the next meeting to see if you want to buy the chairs for a dollar amount?
That'll work. See what you want to do.
Yeah.
Find out from them what you want to
Yeah.
pay for it, whatever.
I'd pay for it myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Table it for
If you wanna,
next meeting.
if you wanna sell them today.
Yeah, well,
No, I bet put it on.
yeah,
Okay.
table it.
So, future business on there, we have the emergency preparedness. We're gonna add that. We need to advertise for a new manager to manage that position.
Which one?
Emergency preparedness. Jamie was currently doing it, but Jamie's too busy to keep going with it, so we're gonna find somebody else to,
So I did speak with Mackenzie in my office too, and she is interested if you just wanted to assign it to the assistant in my office too. So it's something for you guys to think about instead of advertising for it.
okay? So we'll put that on the next budget, or the next
Meeting.
meeting.
I do have the library, employee manual, the chairs under old courthouse, new courthouse, and then the emergency manager.
Yes.
Got it.
I was gonna add it to this one, but I forgot to, so that's my fault. We have had plenty enough to discuss. anyways. Anything else can you guys think of that we need to add to it?
We need to go over a little bit more on the time clock next.
Yeah, we'll put that under the employee manual.
You want that under the employee manual, or do you want it its own thing?
It can be under the employee manual, it's
You
fine.
got it.
Absolutely.
And then you guys, if there's anything you guys want me to do for legwork on calls and such, just let me know. I can make phone calls. I can do some legwork on that and whatever you need me to do. Or Sam, both of us. Steph.
Just kidding.
And if,
Sounds like I got enough to worry about.
You're no,
Right.
fine.
thanks Steph for reviewing this thanks to, let me just give a huge shout out to the Griggs County Employee Policy Manual. It was very impressive. It was established effective January 1st, 2025. And every single of the 39 pages of this manual, every single change that started from 2005 to today is in the last page of the manual. It tells you every time you've updated something. Most time you just change it and you just walk on, and you forgot when it was, but this tells you the date and exactly what was changed in every portion of the manual.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
so,
typically what happens with this manual is drafted by someone from the southwestern part of the state. And pretty much every county has the same policy manual, so he just updated it on occasion for every county. And I don't think that all the updates are in there because we've made updates as a county without probably changing that.
right. I mean, if there's any updates you guys think of that aren't in here, now that we're peeling apart, let's make sure it's in there, because the goal is to have it clear and concise, because if somebody says, hey, what do I do with this? You have somewhere to go to find it. And I know it's the being in detail of it, it needs to be there, because it says, some things it's like, okay, well, what is this? What does probate or prorated insurance mean? So that way we'll have to add a blurb into that just to give an example of how to figure it. And then we
To
know.
make a point of it, but if I can't understand it, it's hard for somebody else to. I mean, that's,
Agreed. If you can't read this and understand what this states in here in the manual.
that's why
Yep.
it needs to be clear. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. So and this is on your guys' everybody has a copy of this, so you guys can go through it and read it yourself, not instead of just me. But I just started looking through things. But with that being all said, I think we have our future all handled. I'm looking for a motion to
Oh, that'd be
adjourn.
me.
Motion by Scott. Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Rod. Any discussion? All in favor? Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, we are ending the meeting at 12:15 PM. Our next meeting will be April 20th at 9:30 AM.
I don't have it. Next meeting, but I thought I had to pick up and get that.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll get it next meeting.
Okay, thanks, Rod. Yeah.
Showing that new whip you got there, Trandy.
Yeah.
How fancy that thing is.
Question for you, Jamie. On the flood control thing, you got something like a paper or something I can show at the bank?
Yeah, I do. I can print it out.
Okay.
It's submitted to them.
I have to talk to Tyler this afternoon
Okay.
for something for Bedford.
Okay, so call back.
Hold on one second, hold on one second.